You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, now on Fox 17 News This Morning, we are following breaking news out of Clarksville. That's where 2 people have died after an overnight shooting. We've got the details in moments.
Coming up, I'll have an update on the bill that will require parents' approval before their children sign up to social media accounts.
An active weather pattern has settled in. How much longer it lasts? Tracking showers on the radar now and storms for later today in your Code Red forecast.
All right, thank you, Greg, and thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Justin McFarland here on this Tuesday. We're going to get started in the city of Clarksville. That's where we are following breaking news this morning. The Clarksville Police Department is investigating a shooting that left 2 people dead. Now, police say they were called to the 600th block of Martin Street around 6:30 last night. This is video of the scene from Dash 10 Media. Now, the Clarksville Police Department has not released the names of the victims as of yet, but as soon as we learn more, we will give you those updates both on air and online at fox17.com. We do have an update this morning on the man arrested for the Easter Sunday shooting that took place at Roasted Bistro that is over in Salem Town. The Metro Police Department say 46-year-old Anton Rucker is now back in Nashville. Officers brought him back following his arrest last week in Kentucky. Now, Rucker is accused of killing 1 man and hurting 6 others in that shooting. Right now, he's being held at the Metro Jail without bond. Let's get to Greg Bombas. He's standing by with a look at your Tuesday forecast post-solar eclipse.
Post-solar eclipse, but not post-rain. Take a look here. We're still doing the same thing we did yesterday morning where showers are starting to move in as we speak. Last half hour, we went from completely dry to now working into our first of what will be many showers and weak storms throughout this morning. So if you're waking up dry right now, it's not going to last more than a couple of hours before it continues to move to the north and to the east. We'll keep our eyes on the radar for you and get this Tuesday going as smoothly as possible. More showers and storms for the morning, also for afternoon and evening. We're watching Wednesday. Wednesday, well down toward the Gulf Coast, is going to be a very rough day to get through when it comes to strong to severe weather. Now back home, not seeing tons of indications as far as that happening here, but we're watching it carefully. Any subtle shift to the north could end up meaning some stronger storms for us late in the day tomorrow, so don't worry, we're monitoring that very closely. Active until Friday. Get your 7-day forecast. Every day will continue with showers and thunderstorms until we do make our way toward the end of this week and push toward the upcoming weekend. Temperatures going to be in the upper 70s today, or upper 60s to lower 70s today. We're starting off right side of your screen with temperatures that are very manageable once again, and they will stay there for you during all the commercial breaks and right here all the way till 9 o'clock.
Steer clear traffic this morning. Let's get you out to I-65 at Trinity Lane there on the north side. That's where we're getting started this morning. No big problems out there at all. We are doing really well as far as what we've seen out there. Even some overnight construction that we were following a little bit earlier this morning has since cleared up, so no obstructions out there on the roads. So far, things will change as the morning goes on. We got you covered with Steer Clear Traffic live through 9. We're new this morning. The Tennessee Senate has now signed off on a bill that would need parents' approval for their children to sign up for social media accounts. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar live for us this morning downtown at the Capitol to explain.
Good morning, Justin. It was a unanimous decision by senators to sign off in support of that bill yesterday behind me at the Capitol, moving that bill closer to becoming law. The House passed the bill back in March. The bill named Protecting Children from Social Media Act is similar to pushes that are being made across the country as concern grows over young people's internet usage. Governor Bill Lee mentioned in the State of the State address that concern stems from how those under the age of 18 using social media platforms can be linked to depression, anxiety, and loneliness. Tennessee lawmakers are hoping to require social media companies to provide parents with the options to view privacy settings, set daily time restrictions, and implement mandatory breaks. Even though the bill was already passed in the House, the changes need to be approved before Governor Bill Lee can sign it into law. Reporting live from the state capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen, thank you so much. Well, Tennessee's education commissioner is yet again under fire. We're going to tell you why lawmakers now on both sides are asking her to step down. Thank you for waking up with us each and every morning right here on Fox 17 News this morning. We're your only local news source with your live traffic and weather updates every morning from 4 until 9. You can see the weather updates on
was destroyed and the school was destroyed.
Judge Judy. Tomorrow at 4 on Fox 17.
4:07 is the time here on this Tuesday morning in the Crisis in the Classroom series. There is now another call for Tennessee's Education Commissioner Lizette Reynolds to step down. And this time is coming from the Republican Party. Now, Commissioner Reynolds is under fire after admitting that she received a state tuition waiver that she wasn't entitled to. Now, the state rules say that you have to be a state employee for at least 6 months to qualify for that waiver. Well, records show that she signed at least 2 documents to get that discount after only being on the job for a couple of months. Lawmakers say this.
It makes me really sad. I'm really disappointed. I think she's making somewhere around $215,000, $220,000 a year, and to fill out a false document trying to receive more money to take from the taxpayers, it's really sad, and I think she should definitely step down immediately.
Now, the previous controversy came when critics learned that Commissioner Reynolds does not meet the qualifications to be the commissioner. She's taking additional education classes over at UT Martin to make that right now. Commissioner Reynolds' office tells Fox 17 News that the tuition discount was simply a clerical error, and she has since given that money back. Well, Crisis in the Classroom is Fox 17 News' commitment to exposing problems in our schools and finding solutions. If you have a story that you think we should be talking about, we're asking you to send us an email, news@fox17.com, or call our tip line, 615-266-4149. Financial services company Moody's believes that the surging oil prices are the #1 threat to our economy right now. Now, according to Moody's, the United States oil prices are approaching $90 a barrel, with the global prices nearing $62 a barrel. Those are the highest levels that we've seen in the last 5 months. Now, Moody's economists fear that prices will continue to climb, and they are having concerns that the war in the Middle East could escalate. This could have more repercussions for the November election. On Friday, prices at the pump were around $3.58 a gallon. Of course, here in Tennessee, they're cheaper than that, but that's a national price according to AAA. Well, this morning, we're going to take you over to Green Hills. That's where they're having their annual library book sale. It's going to be happening later this morning. Our photojournalist Kevin Mumfries is over there at the library. Now, according to the information we've got, the sale is from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. and benefits the Friends of the Green Hills Library to make its programs possible. The sale also includes gently used books as well as DVDs. Remember those? DVDs, CDs, yeah, they still have those out there, and a lot more. That sale is happening until Sunday. Greg Bulbus is standing by. He remembers all those things.
Absolutely. There's still boxes of them I got back at my parents' house. Taking a look at your weather story for you on a Tuesday morning. More showers and storms will be on the radar starting this morning, and quite a bit of rain before we work for the weekend. That's all coming your way.
Plus, clear traffic takes us out to I-24 Hickory Hollow Parkway. It looks clear now, but it wasn't always this way. We're going to give you more details about that coming up in a few. Also, our eclipse coverage by our chief meteorologist, Katie Morgan. We're going to show you her trip to the path of totality. Sounds dramatic. Also, not giving up.
With a reminder that our company's goal is to wash every widow's house in Nashville for free. To help us, visit brownspressurewashing.com and click on Wash a Widow's House.
Coming up on 413 here on your Tuesday morning, we've got continuing coverage of the owner of Monell's at the Manor, as he is continuing to fight the demolition of the historic building where the restaurant is located. Nashville's airport board wants the building gone. Now, Michael King says he has new information that could pause those plans. According to the Tennessee Historic Commission, the building meets the criteria to land on the National Register of Historic Places. Now, Nashville and state leaders are taking a look into it.
I think there's concern amongst the ranks that the airport would start doing this demolition in the middle of the night, tear it down from the back forward. And so we're really, really concerned because we know that when we leave on the 30th, there's no protection to that building unless we chain ourselves to the column.
Oh boy. Okay, so the airport authority says that the building is old and does not comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act. The owner, King, offered to pay for any renovations and offered to even move the entire building.
Gosh, this is amazing.
A total solar eclipse captivated the nation as daylight turns into darkness in the large path, in a very large path across the country, and giving even more Middle Tennesseans a partial eclipse yesterday afternoon. Now you can hear the voice of our Code Red Chief Meteorologist Katie Morgan as she joined hundreds of people to experience that particular piece of totality over in Marion, Illinois. You can see the location right here on the map of where Katie was located there in southern central Illinois, not too far from the Kentucky state line, just a few hours up to our north. Katie on the site to experience it all. She gave us a front row seat to the sun making a disappearance.
Fox 17 Code Red Chief Meteorologist Katie Morgan with you, and boy, what an amazing experience we saw here in Marion, Illinois. We're actually on the baseball field here, the Thrillville Thrill-Billies Stadium. They put on quite a show, lots of folks out, and you can see that we still have some folks that are hanging out this afternoon, but we really had an amazing show, had the complete view of the total solar eclipse, and of course the corona, which was the part of the sun that's only visible during the eclipse and is safe to look at. So we were able to take off our glasses, which during any eclipse, it's only safe to do so, of course, during the totality part of it. It was about 4 minutes long here in southern Illinois, and I think we picked a really good spot to see everything going on, from the planets to the lack of animals. We didn't hear any birds chirping, and the 360-degree sunset that was going on. An amazing time here in Marion, Illinois with the total solar eclipse. We'll send it back into you.
All right, Katie, looked incredible out there. Thank you so much. So we want to know from you, what do you think? Were you able to see the eclipse? Well, it depends on where you were across the mid-state. The poll is live right now, so you can cast your vote. However, according to the limited number of people we've gotten so far, 54% of you say yes, you were. Another 45% of you said no, you did not see it. If you want to chime in for yourself, you can scan that QR code right there on the side of your screen. Of course, you can always join us on X. You can find us at Fox Nashville to cast your vote there. Well, many of you sent in pictures of yesterday's solar eclipse, and we are taking a look at some of those images this very morning. Some of these images are coming to us from Bill Biggs. He took these images in Franklin, Tennessee, he says. You can see just a piece of the sun peeking out there beyond the moon here. Most of us here in Nashville did not get a chance to really see it much at all. We had too much cloud cover, but it looks like they had a little bit of a clearing down there in Franklin.
Really depended where you were at. Justin, I was outside for about 45 minutes yesterday.
Yeah.
And for the first 40 minutes, nothing.
Yeah.
Missed the peak. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back inside. And as I'm starting to literally walk back toward where I live, I got one little burst, one little pocket of cloud cover that cleared and up. But for most of us, it was real tough.
Yeah, it just looked like a dark storm. It looked like a storm,
really
essentially, moving in. It got kind of dark, but not
what Katie saw.
Not like what Katie saw, not at all.
Not even close. Most of the pictures that people sent me from, kind of the downtown Nashville area were much more like this. Where if you look real hard, you can find the moon just barely behind the clouds right there. So you can catch a glimpse, but it wasn't anything nearly like some other folks did see in the Franklin area and places where we did not have as much cloud cover. This picture I loved, a little bit clearer there, and just happens to catch the bird going right across the screen at the exact same time. We love seeing your photos. If you did see it and you've not sent us your pictures yet, please I barely got to see more than a couple seconds of a glimpse, so send them on in. You might see them right here on air. Taking a look, top of the radar starting to fill in once again. Here we go. Showers moving back into some of the areas that saw rain the same time yesterday. Rain will continue to increase in scope throughout this morning. So we're starting off at all pivots to the south. Going to creep on toward the north here throughout the morning hours. I would say even by 6, 7 o'clock. Closing in on the Nashville area by 10 a.m. Overspreading a good chunk of Middle Tennessee and all the way up into southern Kentucky. Many areas that did not have morning rain yesterday will have some rain this morning. Keep that in mind as we're driving around town, and fairly active throughout the afternoon and evening. Today is not a severe weather day, but today is definitely going to be rainy. There'll be pockets of some heavy rain at times, and absolutely could see 1 or 2 rumbles of some thunder out there in the later stages of today. 1 or 2 claps this morning can't be ruled out, but most of our thunderstorm activity second half of your Tuesday. We're still active Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All 4 days going to be in the upper 60s and low 70s.
Clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out and about to I-65 Trinity Lane there on that north side. We're doing okay so far. No big problems over there in that direction. Happy to hear that. I was going to tell you about 24 Hickory Hollow. Hit the button one too many times, but there we are at I-24 Hickory Hollow Parkway out there this morning in the Antioch area. We did see some overnight construction happening out here. Crews have since picked up the cones and left the scene, so we're doing much better out there as you get out and about in the Antioch area. Well, Taylor Swift's temporary channel on Sirius XM is now live, and it features music spanning her 17-year career. That includes Taylor's version, the tracks and live recordings. It's on channel 13, and it's a nod to her famous Lucky Number. Her new album, The Tortured Poets Department, drops on the 13th day, which of course is coming up on April 19th, 13th day of the channel's run, which is on April 19th. The channel will air around the clock across North America through May the 6th. Again, this is on Sirius XM. But coming up, taking a look at the final game of the NCAA tournament. And it looks like it was a good day for the UConn Huskies. Every dog gets its day out there. We're going to give you the highlights from that game. And the search continues. One search term had a spike yesterday. We've got the big question that most folks had in regards to the solar eclipse. Thanks for waking up with us each and every morning.
You in your home, just like Nashville SC brings on game day. Whether it's panels, outlets, or a vehicle charging station install, our professionals keep your home powered up for victory. Call Hoffman Brothers, the official electrical partner of Nashville SC.
4:23 is the time happening today. The former Coffee County Mayor, Judd Matheny, will be laid to rest. Matheny was found dead at his home in Tullahoma back on April the 2nd. Tullahoma police, as well as the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, are now looking into his death. Visitation for Matheny is being held today from 2 until 6 at the Kilgore Funeral Home. A memorial service will then follow immediately after at the Kilgore Funeral Home Chapel. To sports news this morning. A historic repeat for the UConn Huskies men's basketball team. Connecticut is once again the most dominant team in college basketball. It defeated Purdue 75-60 for its first back-to-back March Madness titles since 2007. The Huskies proved to be an unstoppable force throughout their run. Their head coach, Dan Hurley, says it was not as easy as it looked.
You know, it's got to be as impressive a 2-year run as the program's had since prior to whoever did it before Duke. To me, it is more impressive than what Florida and Duke did because they brought back their entire teams, and we lost we lost some major players.
Okay, that you heard him talking about it right there. Tristan Newton led the way for UConn with 20 points. The Purdue superstar, Zach Edey, the big man in the middle, put up 37 points for the Boilermakers, but it simply was not enough. UConn's gameplay was to let Edey score and shut down everybody else. That's exactly what they were able to do, as they were able to secure the win. A Google trend report shows that some eclipse watchers may not be using the proper eye protection. Now, the company saw a spike in searches of "My eyes hurt" following the solar eclipse on Monday. Google Trend shows that the search peaked between 2:30 and 3 o'clock Eastern time. That's when the eclipse was passing by a good majority of the country. Eye experts say looking directly at the eclipse without the safe eyewear can cause not short-term, but long-term vision damage. We've been trying to warn you, everybody, about making sure not to look at the eclipse. Looking at it on television is fine. Looking at it in person, rather, without that eyewear can be very, very detrimental.
Yeah, that's kind of like going to a concert, standing next to the subwoofer for 3 hours and go, I can't hear them, my ears are ringing. It's just kind of the common sense thing. Hopefully your eyes are good today. Hopefully you had a chance to see it. Today, a lot more cloud cover, very similar to yesterday. Showers and storms beginning to track toward us. We're going to be timing those out for you all the way through 9 o'clock because they will begin to get closer and closer to some of our major areas here that we just know traffic can be bad to begin with. 65 degrees. That's our high later on today. A little bit cooler than yesterday. No 70s on board for us today, but scattered showers and storms. That's why we'll be about 5 or 6 degrees cooler. More rainy hours today than yesterday. Are you mowing your lawn today? No, you're not. Are you mowing it tomorrow? Probably not. Thursday? No go. This is going to be one of those forecasts here where until we get to Friday and Saturday and work our way into the weekend, things will stay on the rainy and stormy side. Weekend outlook, I'll bump the temperatures a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised if Saturday and Sunday we see an 80 pop up here or there across Middle Tennessee. Dry and sunny. Much warmer, great mornings in the 40s and 50s. However, when we go into our 4:30 half hour, we have to keep tracking what is beginning to pop up on radar and work us through the rest of today and find the rainiest hours and the best chance for thunderstorms. That's coming your way in a few.
Steer clear traffic at 427. A quick look outside if we can. This is going to be I-40 at Fessler's Lane, just east of downtown. We're moving along very nicely over there, just east of town. No big problems over there as you make that drive in. Things can and will change. And when they do, we got you covered with Steer Clear Traffic live and local through 9. With TikTok maybe planning to release a brand new app that could be very similar to Instagram. Reports say that the company is now notifying some of its users about an upcoming photo app called TikTok Notes. Reports say that the app will be sharing some of the existing and new photos posts from TikTok to the Notes app. If the users opt into that feature is when those photos will be shared. TikTok is reportedly looking to bring more creativity to the users through the new app. The company has yet to announce when TikTok Notes will be released to everyone. Well, country music star Morgan Wallen back in the hot seat. Coming up, we're going to tell you about the status of his upcoming tour stop right here in Nashville. Thanks for watching.
Acidic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Or now on Fox 17 News This Morning, there is new video that we have into our newsroom from country music star Morgan Wallen's arrest that happened early yesterday morning. The charges he's facing now and his previous run-ins with the law.
Waking up this morning here to rain moving into our southern tier of counties. When it arrives in Nashville, what it could mean for the rest of your morning and your plans later today coming up in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-40 at White Bridge Road. Trucks are sleeping out there. I've got the very latest on your drive coming in from west of town. Got to respect the trucks out there. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Justin McFarland, just after 4:30 here on this Tuesday. News from Operation Crime and Justice. I want you to take a look at your screen. You can see brand new video of Morgan Wallen, the country music star, right there in the back of the Metro Police car. He is now facing a series of felony charges after police say he threw a chair off of the top of the building at the Chiefs Bar, which just opened up last week. That's on the corner of 2nd Avenue and Broadway. While it did not hit anyone, Wallen is still facing some serious charges. This video shows Morgan Wallen in the police car. You saw that a short time ago after staffers there at Chiefs told Wallen told officers that Wallen was responsible for the chair falling 6 stories to the ground below. Officers arrested Wallen for 3 counts of reckless endangerment and 1 count of misdemeanor disorderly conduct. Fox 17 News spoke with the emergency room doctor, Dr. Alex Hampton, about if the damage that could have been caused by a falling chair from that distance.
I mean, if we're talking just head injury, you've got to look at issues with your skull or brain. There's also means where you could have issues with lung or ribs, your collarbone. Many other injuries could be in play.
Well, Wallen's attorney says that he is fully cooperating with authorities. He did bond out of jail yesterday morning. Wallen's court date is set for May the 3rd, which is during his tour stop in Nashville. It is still scheduled to take place at this particular moment in time. We'll see, though. Well, we do have continuing coverage. As you may remember, this is not the first time that we've seen Morgan Wallen in the hot seat when it comes to problems with the law. Back in May of 2020, Metro Police arrested him for public intoxication on Broadway after security guards kicked him out of Kid Rock's honky tonk there. Back in 2021, Wallen faced an award show ban after being caught on camera making racial slurs. His record label also suspended him at the time. Wallen promised to make good by donating hundreds of thousands of dollars to local charities. Well, developing now, Metro Police investigators are working to find the driver they say hit a woman yesterday morning and then left the scene. They say the whole thing happened on McCall Street near Vaden Drive around 5:30 a.m. That's around the South Nashville area just off of I-24. Police say that Terry Rasmussen was walking along McCall Street when she was hit by what officers believe was a 2014 to 2017 Toyota Corolla. They say the car would have damage to the front passenger side and is missing the fender liner. We're told that the victim is in critical condition right now after being hit by that car. If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. In the meantime, let's get to Greg Bobus. He's got a look at your forecast out there this morning.
Here we are, 434 and some showers moving into the Lawrenceburg area right now, and then we'll pull toward the Lewisburg area in the next 15-20 minutes. Most of us are dry, but more showers and storms will move in the coming hours and then take over a good portion of our Tuesday. Rainier today than it was yesterday, unfortunately. I'm watching tomorrow, though. Tomorrow's going to be a day where we could have more thunderstorm activity than rain, and 1 or 2 of those could be on the stronger side. Most indicators for severe weather are well down near the Gulf Coast for tomorrow, but if any of that energy were to come far enough north, tomorrow may end up being a code red day for the very late stages of the evening into the nighttime hours of your Wednesday. Active until very early Friday. Finally, we turn all the rain off. We get rid of all of it for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But between now and then, 1 to 3 more inches of showers and storms worth of rain will be here for us. Temperatures will be very steady each day in the mid to upper 60s and then low 70s. A couple of days will creep in there. Nighttime temps, not bad either thanks to the overcast sky. Just don't expect to see much sunshine until the end of the week.
Circular traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get a good look at what's going on out there at I-40 at White Bridge Road. This is over in West Nashville. As you can see there, traffic moving along without delay. We do have a couple of sleeping trucks over there on the shoulder. That is customary for this time of the day over there. A lot of the trucks like to use this shoulder because it's nice and wide. Here's a look at your drive times this morning. Coming in from Mount Juliet at 27 minutes, Murfreesboro 49 minutes, Franklin at 26 minutes on that drive coming in from the south side. A grand jury has now indicted a Robertson County man with sexual exploitation of a minor. This is for crimes spanning over several months. 67-year-old Joseph Frank Benton is now charged with having material that showed a minor engaging in explicit activity. Charging documents say that the material was a 20-year-old photo of a family member. Benton was convicted of aggravated assault when authorities say weapons were found during a search of his Owens Chapel Road home back on March the 27th. Benton is a convicted felon and is banned from owning weapons. Well, book bans are, of course, a hot topic here in Middle Tennessee and across the nation. Coming up, we're going to tell you what books top the list of the most challenged. And the
living in Brentwood at 4:15 on Wednesday.
Providing you the information needed to prepare and stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects.
4:39 is the time this morning. The most challenged books across the United States in 2023 featured LGBTQ content with sexual themes. Now, that's according to the American Library Association, which released its annual list of the top 10 most challenged books yesterday. Last year, schools and libraries saw the highest number of books titled targeted that it's ever seen by censorship. More than 4,200 books were either challenged or banned last year. This is across the country. That's a 65% increase from 2 years ago. In consumer news this morning, there is a survey that shows about half of the American homeowners and renters are struggling to afford housing. Now, this information is coming in from the real estate broker Redfin. They report that 49% of the respondents say they have at least some difficulty in making their housing payments. The survey shows that some homeowners and renters are working more hours. They're also skipping vacations and eating fewer meals just to make their housing payments. More than 17% of respondents say they have borrowed from friends and families in order to make these payments. Now, the report shows that mortgage payments are getting close to an all-time high, with prices rising from 5% from the previous year. Let's see if the temperature is rising out there. Let's get to Greg Bobus. Details in your forecast.
Yeah, not a bad start by any means this morning. Temperatures cooperating just like yesterday morning. Right side of your screen, we're talking some 50s to right near 60. Future track going to show us an increase of rainfall here throughout the morning hours. Relatively dry for right now unless you get well down toward our southern tier of counties. A few little pop-up showers in the last half hour. Future check moving us forward, though, going to absolutely take us into where my clicker's not working. So we're going to go over here and grab this one. Here we are. Live TV. Taking a look. There we are. We're moving now. Taking a look at the forecast going forward. A few scattered showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder this morning. That can't be discounted, but we're not worried about severe weather today. Yesterday, real close to many of us back home, we had some decent sized hail that came down during the evening hours. And I've got some good pictures I'll show you of just how big it is. And now we're not seeing that today. That's not a worry, but definitely rainier today than yesterday. Many rainy hours with some pockets of dry time mixed within. If you have plans this evening, note that. After school practices, anything that involves outdoors could be actively raining through a good chunk of your afternoon and evening.
Still clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you a live look here at I-65 at Trinity Lane. There on the north side, as you can see there, traffic moving along without problems. We're doing really nice out there. No big problems in either direction so far, but things will get crowded out there on the road, and we've got you covered when it does with Still Clear Traffic live and local with you through 9 o'clock this morning. We're watching. Well, changes in the works for Spirit Airlines. We're going to tell you how the budget airline is cutting cost.
It's $1,000. We've honored over 30 hometown heroes so far. We need your help to find more. Go to PonceLaw.com, nominate a person, family, or organization today. They could be our next hometown hero.
4:44 is the time, and new this morning, the Senate signed off on a bill that would need a parent's approval for children to sign up on social media accounts. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar live for us this morning down at the Capitol to tell us about the impact this bill would have if Governor Lee signed it into law.
Good morning, Justin. Governor Bill Lee mentioned in a state-to-state address that signing up to social media platforms like Snapchat or TikTok can be damaging to some people. For example, TikTok, you only need to be 13 years old to sign up. This is raising some concerns for parents and also lawmakers who say that the content needs to be vetted a little bit more thoroughly by parents. Yesterday, behind me here at the Capitol, senators voted unanimously to pass the bill that will require parents' approval before their children can sign up to social media accounts. The bill named Protecting Children for Social Media Act is similar to pushes that are being made across the country as concern grows over young people's internet usage. Tennessee lawmakers are hoping to require social media companies to provide parents with options to view privacy settings, set daily time restrictions, and implement mandatory breaks. The bill was already passed in the House, but it needs some changes before Governor Bill Lee can sign it into law. Reporting live from the state capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
We are taking a look at some more of the images that you sent to us of the eclipse that happened right here in Middle Tennessee. These pictures are coming to us from Alicia Lowry. You can see there just glimpses of the sun peeking out there from the beyond the moon, and another shot there where you can see the sunlight really escaping from the moon a little bit better. So if you have got pictures perhaps of that solar eclipse, you can send it to us on our chime section, the chime in section on our website at fox17.com. We look forward to seeing them there. Greg Bovis has seen a bunch of those photos and videos already, and is here to tell us about your Tuesday forecast.
Today, Justin, very similar to yesterday when it comes to cloud cover. There was a ton of it for many of us for a good chunk of the day. This time around, a little more rain, though, than we saw yesterday. We're already starting to see it creep in to our southern tier of counties, and what this means for us is that we're going to get a little more rain coverage this morning, and that will linger into the afternoon, and it's going to be a much rainier afternoon than what we saw yesterday. We're not going to have the severe thunderstorms that we saw along the Tennessee River out toward our western counties, but we will definitely have a much more widespread scenario. Right now, if you are in Tullahoma, McMinnville, Lewisburg, Lawrenceburg, you're starting to see those little pockets, tiny little clusters that are developing. Now, they're very unique right now because they're picking up steam when they're dying within a half hour, and then more are bubbling up behind them. We'll keep our eyes on that radar for you. 62 degrees right now, fairly overcast. Not going to see a whole lot of sunshine in the Nashville area today. 63 in Murfreesboro, 61 in Tullahoma, 59 in Lewisburg. So no real surprises here in the forecast. To start off today, we're going to keep things on a really nice playing field going toward the afternoon when it comes to our temperatures. And that will also be the case all the way through the rest of this week and this weekend. No cold temperatures at any point. That includes nighttime temps. So the winter coats definitely are put away for now. What's not put away for now? Well, the fact that we're dealing with more showers and storms until we get to Friday.
All right, Greg, let's take a look at your steer clear traffic as you get out and about this morning. Let's take you to I-24 Hickory Hollow Parkway. This is coming over from the Antioch area. As you can see there, traffic moving along without any issue. We're doing just fine out there. We did have a little bit of a holdup there earlier this morning because of some overnight construction, but that has since cleared up, so no more problems coming in there from the south and east side. We'll continue to follow things out there for you with steer clear traffic live and local through 9. Let's talk about Spirit Airlines. They are delaying their brand new plane deliveries and furloughed some of its workers, meaning they laid them off. Now, the airline says it will defer deliveries that were planned to happen for the 2025 to 2026 year and to be sent to the 2020, and they're going to send those deliveries to 2030 and 2031 instead. Now, Spirit will also furlough around 260 pilots in order to improve its profitability. The company says deferring the deliveries will help to focus on the core of the airlines, and it will provide it with more financial stability. April is National Stress Awareness Month. While many of us don't need a reminder to be aware of our stress levels, it's a good time to focus on exactly how to manage that stress. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has the very latest ways on how to cope in a healthy way.
We all feel it, from our daily commute to juggling work.
Can you just eat that pancake that you have right now?
Family and schedules. Stress is all around us, and while you can't control it, you can take charge of how you cope.
How you think about stress can make or break the situation. If you perceive it to be a threat or a challenge can significantly impact how your body and your mind responds.
Psychologist Susan Alberts with Cleveland Clinic says some of the red flags of increased stress include changes in your eating habits like loss of appetite or emotional eating, as well as changes in sleeping habits, sleeping too much, or not being able to fall asleep. Other symptoms include headaches, stomach issues, and mood changes.
Life is continuously stressful, so investing in some stress management techniques can be a game changer for your physical and mental health.
Albert says we can cope with stress by being active. She says exercise can help calm your mind and body, as can breathing exercises. She says what you eat can help too.
If you are chronically stressed, you can eat vitamin C rich foods to help mitigate some of the wear and tear that your body experiences from stress. Also, magnesium rich foods can be helpful. They help to regulate the stress hormones in your body and promote relaxation.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, efforts to build more efficient methods of generating clean energy is now going galactic. Now, researchers say greenhouse gas emissions have skyrocketed in the past year. One company is looking to space for an efficient solution to the problem, unlike here on Earth, where solar panel work have been exposed to direct sunlight. Space Solar wants to send solar panels into orbit. That's where they can soak up energy from the sun 24/7 before sending it back to power centers on Earth.
This is about very large satellites high above the Earth, harvesting the abundant solar energy, converting that to microwaves and beaming it to Earth. And in this way we can get gigawatt scale continuous power day and night through all seasons and weather.
The team is currently working on a small prototype of this particular concept. Well, thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. We're your only local news source, live with you from 7 until 9. We've got your traffic and weather updates. Scroll.
And what we hold most dear. Shouldn't their frame reflect the beauty of these memories found within?
Border security deal along with any new funding for Ukraine. Now, administration officials are also urging Congress to quickly authorize federal funds to rebuild the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. That's the bridge that collapsed, of course, when it was hit by a shipping container nearly 2 weeks ago. Also this week, the United States-Japan relations will be front and center as Japan's prime minister is in Washington, D.C. and will address a joint meeting of Congress. That's coming up on Thursday. So a lot going on up there in D.C. The historic North American eclipse, solar eclipse, has come and gone. And while it will be a long while before we see another one, the next solar eclipse that comes with totality will be seen in 2033. As the eclipse moves across, at that point, Alaska and Russia. Now, another eclipse is scheduled to cross Greenland as well as Western Canada, brushing portions of North Dakota and Montana. That's coming up in 2044. However, a solar event like yesterday's will not appear again until August of 2045. So, got a little while to wait on that. Let's get to Greg Bobus. He's standing by to look at today's forecast.
Yeah, today's forecast, it will be very similar aside from the entire eclipse thing. We're going to be cloudy again, have some showers and thunderstorms. Already a few light rain showers and a few little quick rumbles of thunder that we've seen in our southernmost communities, but nothing happening that's up in the Nashville area just yet. And the weekend, finally drier. Today, tomorrow, and Thursday, we're stuck in it. More rain today than yesterday, especially during the afternoon and early evening hours. Weekend, 77 on Saturday, 79 on Sunday. Both days looking really good. A couple extra clouds on Sunday, but also a couple of extra degrees on Sunday. Following along at home with the rain the next couple of days. You're going to need a way to find out where it's at, where it's going. Pockets of it on and off the next 72 hours. Fox 17 Code Red weather app, best place to do it. You have our Doppler radar at your fingertips when you're on the go 24/7, even when you're not right here back home. Take a look. You can also connect anywhere on social media. And if you did get some pictures of the eclipse yesterday, many of us didn't have a chance to see it. Send them in. We want want to show your photos for the folks that didn't have that chance because of the cloud cover.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get a good look here at I-40 at Fessler's Lane, just east of downtown. As you can see there, traffic moving along pretty well in both directions, so no big problems so far this morning here on your Tuesday. That is always subject to change, and that's why we are here at Fox 17. We're watching the roads with you live and local through 9. Well, Google Flights is now revealing the top 10 places people in the United States are looking to travel this summer. The most searched destination to travel this summer is to London, followed closely by Paris. Travel experts believe this is because of the upcoming Olympics that are set to take place in Paris, of course. Other notable destinations on the list include places like Tokyo, Rome, New York City, Cancun, Mexico, Orlando, Las Vegas, Seattle, and Athens. And we don't mean Tennessee, we mean Greece.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
Do you know someone who is a hometown hero in your community? If you do, Fox 17 wants to share their story. Ponce Law and Fox 17 are teaming up to find and award local hometown heroes $1,000. This could be anybody from a veteran to a teacher, first responder, frontline worker, a coach, a deacon, anybody you know doing great things in our community. What you can do is nominate your local hometown hero right now at PonceLaw.com/hometown hero. Each month, you will be featured right here on Fox 17 News, and listen to this, you will get the possibility to meet Jen Waddell and Erica Glover. That's thrown in for free, along with this hometown hero.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
What's trending right now on our website at fox17.com? Well, one of the big things that we have seen trending is, of course, Middle Tennesseans who are sharing their stunning solar eclipse photos. You can see some of those photos there. We've gotten 70 photos that we've posted online right now, and a few more could be popping up here if you submit yours. We've got a full gallery, and you can see them there. Depends on where you are. That will depend on what kind of view you saw. We sent our own chief meteorologist, Katie Morgan, to southern Illinois for a great view of the eclipse. Here in Middle Tennessee, we've seen certain photos from Franklin that have looked pretty good. Of course, a cute dog there, ready to go for the solar eclipse. I'm not sure with the cloud cover, the dog really needed the glasses like that, but you know, hey. Photos in from Columbia, Tennessee this morning, as well as from across the mid-state. So if you've got a photo that you want to share with us, you can do so. And on our chime in section of our website, again, that's at fox17.com. Or if you don't have photos and you just want to take a look at these, you can find all 70 photos right there on our website, fox17.com.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning, we have breaking news from Clarksville. That's where police say 2 are dead after a shooting. We're going to share more of the details.
Coming up, I'll have an update on the bill that would require parents' approval before their children sign up to social media accounts.
A few showers on radar right now, and even more rain today than yesterday. Timing it out coming up in your Code Red forecast.
Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Tuesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. And kicking off your Tuesday morning, top few stories you'll want to know about. We begin with Mr. Donald Trump's latest efforts to try to delay his hush money trial next week. The latest efforts have failed. A New York appeals court judge rejecting Mr. Trump's request to delay that April 15th criminal trial. Mr. Trump also wants to try to reverse the gag order that's been imposed. The court says it could take that issue up at a later date.
And more politics now. House Republicans impeached Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas 2 months ago, but now they're going to bring their case to the Senate this week. The House will deliver 2 articles to the Senate tomorrow. The Senate, though, not expected to spend much time on what they call a, quote, policy dispute. Democrats appear to have the votes to immediately dismiss the trial.
Well, the solar eclipse has now come and gone across North America and Mexico. We know that the totality came around 2:07 p.m. The darkness lasted for about 4 minutes. Astronomers say the moon cast a 100-mile wide shadow along the path of totality, 32 million people in 13 states in the path of the eclipse.
Right now, we are also following some breaking news out of Clarksville. That's where police say they're investigating a shooting that left 2 people dead.
Police say they got the call out to the 600 block of Martin Street around 6:30 last night. This is video from Dash 10 Media. Police have not released the names of the victims, but as we learn more, we'll update you both on air and online at fox17.com.
And we also have an update regarding the Easter Sunday shooting that happened at the Roasted Bistro that's located over in Salem Town. Metro Police say 46-year-old Anton Rucker is now back in Nashville.
Officers brought him back here following his arrest in Kentucky last week. Rucker accused of killing 1 man, hurting 6 others in that Easter Day shooting. He is being held without bond.
Let's check in now with our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bobus, because showers are in the forecast.
That they are, yeah. Top 3 weather things to know this morning is that the rainy pattern is not going anywhere. More showers and storms today, and I'm watching Wednesday. This is a day to watch for sure. Right now, we're not going to call it a code red day because most severe indications look to be well down to our south, right along the Gulf Coast. However, that's too close for complete comfort. So we're going to continue to watch what may happen very late in the day into tomorrow night. And if we get any signs things might be a little stronger, it may end up being a code red day. But for right now, today is not. Showers and storms, though, going to be out there, active all the way until Friday. Here's the rain just in the last 45 minutes that has moved in to our southeastern, or I should say southwesternmost counties, moving toward the northeast. Most of this just very light. A couple little specks of some orange and some yellow in areas moving toward Centerville, up toward Dickson in the next half hour. Murfreesboro, you're still dry. Nashville, still dry as well. But Lawrenceburg, you're in that steady rain. Lightning indicator turned on, just a couple strikes here in the last 20 minutes. Not much to worry about, but it will overspread fairly quickly into the Nashville area in the next hour or two. We'll keep our eyes on the radar for you and we'll piece in the rest of your day this afternoon toward the evening. Right side of your screen, current temps, 50s to right near 60 degrees.
Greg, thank you. 5:04 is the time, and we do want to do a quick check of your Steer Clear traffic update and hopefully save you some time before heading out the door. How about this? Live look, I-40 at Fessler's Lane. This is east of downtown. You can see for yourself on the screen, not seeing any kind of issues at hand. If you're heading out to this area, again, I-40 Fessler's Lane east of downtown, we are giving you the green light.
New this morning, the Senate has signed off on a bill that would need parental approval for children to sign up on social media accounts.
All right, Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live to explain what this means. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning. It was a unanimous decision by senators to sign off on that bill yesterday behind me at the Capitol, moving that bill forward closer to becoming law. The House passed the bill back in March. The bill named Protecting Children for Social Media Act is similar to pushes that are being made across the country as concern grows over young people's internet usage. Governor Bill Lee mentioned in a state-to-state address that the concern stems from how those under the age of 18 using social media platforms can be linked to depression, anxiety, and loneliness. Tennessee lawmakers are hoping to require social media companies to provide parents with options to view privacy settings, set daily time restrictions, and implement mandatory breaks. Even though the bill has already passed in the House, the changes still need to be approved before that bill can be signed into law. Reporting live from the state capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Coming up on Fox 17 News, Tennessee's education commissioner under fire yet again. This time we're going to explain why lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are heated.
And a live look this morning. Morning and welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. 5:08, crisis in the classroom. Another call now for Tennessee's Education Commissioner Lizette Reynolds to resign.
And this time it is now coming from the Republican Party. Reynolds is under fire after admitting that she received a state tuition waiver that she was not entitled to. Well, the rules say you have to be a state employee 6 months in order to qualify.
Records show that she signed 2 documents to get that discount after only being on the job a couple of months.
It makes me really sad. I'm really disappointed. I think she's making somewhere around $215,000, $220,000 a year, and to fill out a false document trying to receive more money to take from the taxpayers, it's really sad, and I think she should definitely step down immediately.
Now, there was some previous controversy around Miss Reynolds. That happened when critics learned that she may not have been meeting the qualifications to be the commissioner. She is taking classes at UT Martin now to make that right. Reynolds' office telling Fox 17 News that tuition discount, most recently, was just a clerical error, and she has since given the money back.
Now, Crisis in the Classroom is our Fox 17 News commitment to exposing problems in our schools and finding solutions. So if you're watching a news story that you have an idea that you want us to cover, send us an email to news@fox17.com or call the number on your screen. It's our tip line. That number is 615-266-4149.
Oh, you're waking up with us early this morning. Maybe the kids are still asleep and you're thinking you need some new books at home. Maybe they're not for the kids, maybe they're for you. Either way, a really neat opportunity happening today in Green Hills at the library there, and that is where we have our Fox 17 photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey live this morning. They've got a book sale at the library starting at 10 o'clock this morning, going to 7 p.m., and all the money they raise benefits the Friends of Green Hills Library so they can make all their different programs possible.
Yeah, so the sale is happening until Sunday, but we're just checking in on different communities, seeing what's happening. Again, this is over in Green Hills. I do think we have some information over on fox17.com for folks who are watching and thinking, wait, I will need the address, I want the times, all of that.
Sure, and what else can I buy? Because it's not just books.
Oh, yeah.
You can get other things as well. So we're just let you know kind of something neat and positive happening in your community today.
Coming up, a look at future track because rain is just starting and it's going to take over more of your Tuesday than it did for your Monday. 1 to 3 inches of rain by the end of the week, and which day we have to watch for any potential strong storms.
Sounds like good napping weather, Greg. Thank you. 510 right now, steer clear traffic looking pretty good. I-24, Hickory Hollow Parkway. Not even a whole lot of volume out there just yet, but we know that'll change. We'll check in again in just a few minutes.
And also ahead, not giving up. We're going to talk about the eclipse excitement and your experiences.
And the latest tool that the owner of Monell's at the Manor is using to try to keep this business going.
And let's take a live look over in Arizona.
Which may worsen kidney problems. Living with type 2 diabetes?
Ask about the power of 3 with Ozempic.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Well, good morning to you. After months of anticipation, the total solar eclipse finally graced cities across the U.S. from Mexico through Texas all the way up to Maine, even into Canada.
Quite the sight. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has the path of totality from Buffalo, New York.
Cities across the U.S. were packed with millions of sky gazers in the path of totality. Now people are heading home after an experience they'll never forget.
It's an amazing experience, and I'm glad that my friends and I decided to come out today. Like you feel like an invigoration or something. It's weird. Like you can't put your finger on it.
The total eclipse darkening skies across America for up to 4 minutes at a time. Cameras using special filters to capture incredible footage of the sun blazing behind the moon's path.
Diamond ring!
And cloudy weather reports in upstate New York didn't stop hundreds of thousands from gathering in cities like Buffalo and Rochester.
We've been waiting for this moment for a very long time, so we're excited, a little sad because the clouds.
Yeah. Vermont and Maine saw the final glimpses of the total eclipse.
This is pretty special, probably the only time I'll get a chance.
The next one in North America won't come until 2044.
Because I'm 92. The next will be 20 years, so it's definitely my last one, I hope.
Aside from the spectacle here on the ground, NASA also funding projects studying the sun's impact on Earth. In Buffalo, New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Connor, thank you. And we do want to know what you all think. Here's our question over on our Fox Nashville X account. Were you able to see the eclipse? Did you want to see the eclipse? Well, it's kind of split down the middle. 54% of you all say yes, you were able to check it out. I know I told Jen I drove past Publix and Target and folks were outside, you know, employees were outside trying to look up and watch the eclipse.
Yeah, and it was pretty cloudy where we were north of Nashville, so I could tell we weren't going to see it, so I took a nap. I had total darkness.
Total darkness.
Those eyelids were
Well,
real
hey,
dark.
Let's take a look at some of the photos that you all are sharing with us about your eclipse experiences. I mean, this is my favorite one, quite frankly. This is Grady.
This is Grady. Grady is one of our fan favorites here at Fox 17. I see him all the time out at events in Hendersonville. A beautiful, sweet, sweet dog, and his owners are just as sweet. So really cool to see this picture. If you've got great shots, keep them coming. Head to fox17.com. You can look for the chime in section on our website. Really easy to upload your pictures there. So I have a question for Greg, and we were just debating a moment ago. Do I give him advance warning when I ask him the question, or do we do it live?
Live.
Erica said let's do it live. Okay, here's my question.
Yes.
Why does it seem like when you're watching an eclipse, you can see, you know, the shadows start to form and you see it move, and then it stops for 4 minutes. And then it keeps moving again. Why do you not see a constant moving all the way?
It's kind of a two-part answer.
Like, why does it stop right in front? As if it got parked there.
Well, it gets parked there, but also if you had a stopwatch going about how long it took to start, and you portioned out how far it moved over certain amounts of time. It started for us at 12:45, but didn't peak until 2 o'clock. So it took an hour and 15 minutes to get to the point where it looked like it parked.
Yeah.
But it never really.
So it's just an illusion.
It's just an illusion because your brain thinks it stopped moving.
Yeah,
also,
that's what my brain thought.
If
It
you
looked
see
like it stopped right there. And
Yeah.
everybody's like, oh, look, it stopped. It's there. We're seeing it. But it didn't actually.
And then by 3:20, it was fully done. So
Yeah.
take that entire amount of time out.
Okay.
And it kind of looks like it just, boom, was completely gone, but it's
I'm
not.
going to ask my question later.
Optical illusion.
Keep them coming.
Okay.
That's what we're here for. Taking a look at Future Track. One of the big questions is, when's it going to rain, and am I stuck with it all day? Well, that's actually two questions, and the answer to both is it's going to start raining now for many of us, and it will continue to rain on and off throughout the afternoon. Our radar picture this morning and afternoon is going to be far more lit up in greens and yellows than it was yesterday. So many more rainy hours, but not any severe weather. There were some decent hail reports in our western counties, and especially in the portions of West Tennessee where they had golf ball size hail in some spots. That's not the case for us today. Rain will die down by tonight, but there's not a guaranteed given hour of the day. We're not working into some showers. Absolutely an umbrella morning and afternoon. Most of us are dry for now. Give it an hour or two, and that rain will overspread the majority of Middle Tennessee. Umbrellas at the bus stops this morning. You might not use them now, but by the time that last bell rings, kids likely will be trying to get home from school. Then tomorrow and Thursday, more rain moves in, fairly overspreading once again. I'm watching tomorrow very carefully because there will be severe weather to our south. Any little fluctuation in the forecast could push some of that energy a little bit closer to us and could mean one or two stronger storms. Right now, it's not a code red day, but it is a day that we have our eyes on, especially the second half of Wednesday into Wednesday night.
Steer clear traffic this morning. Let's get you to I-65 at Trinity Lane. They're on the north side. You can see there traffic moving along really well. They're on the north side. No big problems in either directions. If you're getting out and about here this morning, certainly great news. Here is a look at your overall drive times. Kingston Springs at 27 minutes. Murfreesboro, 51 minutes. Hendersonville, 26 minutes there from the north side. We'll continue to follow things with Steer Clear Traffic live through 9.
Justin, thank you. Right now, Fox 17 News, we have continuing coverage regarding the owner of Monell's at the Manor, who is continuing his fight regarding the demolition of the historic building.
Yeah, we've got the Nashville Airport Board that wants the building gone. They technically own it and they want to expand. Michael King says he has new information which could put the plans on hold. Now, according to the Tennessee Historical Commission, this building does meet the criteria for land on the National Register of Historic Places. You may remember when we first started covering the story, that was the first thing that we wondered about. Well, now Nashville and state leaders are looking into it.
I think there's concern amongst the ranks that the airport would start doing this demolition in the middle of the night, tear it down from the back forward. And so we're really, really concerned because we know that when we leave on the 30th, there's no protection to that building unless we chain ourselves to the column.
Well, the airport authority said the building is old and does not comply with Americans with Disabilities Act. King offered to pay for any kind of renovations and also offered to move the entire building. It's a story we'll continue following.
Like pick it up, put it on a trailer,
yes,
and move it somewhere else. All right, we'll see how this plays out. Business news here on your Tuesday morning. TikTok may be releasing a new app similar to Instagram. Reports say the company is notifying some TikTok users currently about this upcoming photo app they're calling TikTok Notes.
Interesting. Reports say the app will share existing and new photo posts from TikTok to the Notes app if users opt to do so in the feature. Yeah, TikTok is reportedly looking to bring more creativity to its users through this new app. The company has yet to announce when TikTok Notes is going to be released. Yet another app. Do we really need it?
More creativity. Isn't that what exists on TikTok now? I'm with you. We're on the same page here. Hey, 5:21 right now. Tennessee lawmakers have a different view on a new tax law for businesses. And we have Justin McFarland here to explain the opinions on both sides of the aisle and potential impact here.
We also just want to say thank you for waking up with us every single morning on Fox 17 News.
Of experience. If you've been injured in a car wreck, you deserve 5-star service. Get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600.
5:24 is the time here on this Tuesday morning. We've got some news from the Capitol. For years now, Tennessee businesses have paid what is called a franchise tax. It's a tax that is based on everything a business actually has possession of, tangible things. That includes the land that the business sits on, the building, and everything inside of it. Tennessee businesses have paid a 0.25% of the total worth of all of that for years now. But the Tennessee House has now voted to change that. Those who are for this say it will help ease the burden on a lot of businesses out there. Those against it call it completely unnecessary and a money giveaway to corporations.
We're choosing big corporations over children, hardworking Tennesseans, people who are trying to put gas in their car to get to work. We're able to do all that.
Businesses don't pay taxes. People pay taxes. Every single business that has a tax or a fee or anything else charged to it passes it down to the end user every single time, and usually with a profit margin added to it. So this isn't cutting taxes on businesses. This is cutting taxes on real people.
What's always interesting is to watch the people in the backdrop. Some agree, some disagree. It's a little interesting to watch. Well, this bill has already passed the Tennessee Senate and will now go to the governor for a signature or veto.
Here we are, 5:25, taking a look at the radar over the last hour and a half, and rain is starting to try to move in. What I say by try is look at how it really has been developing and then being very stationary. This system trying to pull away from us while the rain just wants to make itself closer and closer to Nashville. It eventually will, but it's a slow-moving game here. Centerville, you have moved into the rain. Linden, Columbia, starting to see your rain coming down as well. Tullahoma, Winchester, and Lawrenceburg, you've been kind of on and off with some bands of rain as well. This will be the case the entire morning. Grab the umbrella. Even if you're as far north as Nashville, rain will overtake the radar before we get past 9, 10 o'clock this morning. What does that mean for lunchtime? Fairly overcast. Rain coming in waves, 61 degrees at 11, 62 at noon, 64 at 1 p.m. This is not a good eat outdoors kind of a day by any means. It's a grabbing the umbrella and using the windshield wipers during a good portion of today. I'm not saying it's a complete washout, but far many more rainy hours than what we saw yesterday, with quite a bit of cloud cover mixed as well.
Steer clear traffic this morning at 5:26. Here's a quick look at I-24 at Harding Place as you make that drive out and about there in the Antioch area. We're doing okay so far. No big holdups in either direction out there. We are doing just fine. Here's a look at I-40 at White Bridge Road, making that drive in from the West Nashville area. We're doing okay out there as well. We will continue to follow the roads for you, let you know we'll be fine, but so far things have been very calm here on this Tuesday morning. Well, coming up next, country music star Morgan Wallen is back in the hot seat. We've got the details and about his arrest, and what about his upcoming tour stop here in Music City? We've got some updates on that. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. We're your live and local news source, live with you from 4 until 9. We've got the very latest details on your traffic.
Stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Electronic Express. We make it happen. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. Right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, video from country star Morgan Wallen's arrest early yesterday morning. The charges he's facing, previous run-ins, and what could be next as this times out with his upcoming tour in Nashville.
Taking a look downtown right now, no rain just yet, but rain creeping closer and closer. We'll track where it's at now and when it makes its way, and could be a little issue for this morning commute and getting the kids to school.
5:30 is the time. Thank you so much for joining us on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m.
We're going to begin with Operation Crime and Justice. Right now, we're showing you some new video. This is country star Morgan Wallen in the back of a Metro police car.
He faces a series of felony charges after police say he threw a chair off the top of Chief's Bar. Now, Chief's is the bar associated with Eric Church. It just opened about a week ago.
Yeah, and that chair, it didn't hit anyone. Wallen, though, now facing serious charges. The video showed Morgan Wallen in the back of the police car, as we mentioned, after staffers at Chief's told officers that Wallen was responsible for the chair falling 6 stories.
So officers arrest Morgan Wallen. We've got 3 counts of reckless endangerment, which are felony charges, and 1 count of misdemeanor disorderly conduct. Fox 17 News had a chance to speak with his attorney, so we've got that statement over on our website. And we also reached out to a medical professional to see what kind of damage could that chair have done had it hit somebody below?
I mean, if we're talking just head injury, you've got to look at issues with your skull or brain. There's also means where you could have issues with lung or ribs, your collarbone. Many other injuries could be in play.
I mentioned we did get a statement from Morgan Wallen's attorney, who says he is cooperating fully with authorities. He did bond out of jail yesterday morning. His court date set for May 3rd, which interestingly enough is during his tour stop here in Nashville. And right now, all of the tour dates are still on schedule.
And we do have continuing coverage because some of you may remember that this is not the first time Morgan Wallen has been in a tough situation. Back in May of 2020, Metro Police arrested him for public intoxication on Broadway after security guards kicked him out of Kid Rock's Honky Tonk. Then in 2021, Wallen faced an award show ban after being caught on camera saying some racial slurs. His record label then also suspended him. Wallen promised to make good by donating hundreds of thousands of dollars to charities and then talking with different community groups about what he said.
All right, moving forward now, switching gears. Metro Nashville police are working to find the driver who they say hit a woman yesterday morning and then took off. It all happened on McCall Street, right near Vaden Drive, around 5:30 in the morning. Now, that's south of Nashville off I-24. You can see it on the map on your screen. We understand Terry Rasmussen, according to police, had been walking on McCall Street when officers say she got hit by either a 2014 or 2017 Toyota Corolla.
They say the car would have damage to the front passenger side and is missing the front fender liner. We're also told that this particular person who was injured is now in critical condition. If you have any updates, police are asking that you call Crime Stoppers.
5:33, looking at your forecast here, starting off on top of the radar, we have a couple of showers that have developed. Only 1 lightning strike in the last 15 minutes, so nothing to really worry about there. But as far as where this rain is moving, slowly, these little pockets moving to the top right-hand side of your screen. When I say slowly, I mean slowly. Lawrenceburg, you've been stuck under the rain for the last hour and a half, but it's really not gone too far in that northeastern direction. So we'll watch as these showers continue to take over the radar. Just know that nothing really substantial happening in the Nashville area just yet. What are we wearing getting out the door today? Well, make sure we have any kind of rain gear you can, whether it's a raincoat, boots, umbrella. Umbrella's a good one today because it's not going to be all that windy. There are some days we get the rain that moves in, and it's not a very easy accessory just to hang on to. All those should be good today. And then when you're getting out the door, what are you expecting? Well, right now, if you are well south of I-40 and right along the Tennessee River out in our western counties, you are seeing that rain already moving in, as we just showed you on radar. Steadily holding right near 60 degrees throughout this morning, but a few showers and storms will continue to roll through. Sub-severe, not worried about anything strong, but it could slow you down. I'd give yourself a few extra minutes as you're getting up and getting moving here this morning.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to I-24 at Haywood Lane. You can see how that drive is coming along there from Antioch. So far, so good. Making that drive in from the south and east side of things. Things can and will change, but so far we've been okay. There's a stalled car out there near the Rosa Parks area. It's not even worth my time pulling it up on the camera. It's there. You know about it. It's not causing a big delay at all. Here we are north side of town. This is a much better use of your viewing. I-65 and I-24 on that drive coming in from the north side. You've got the green light. Get out there, use it now. It's going to change coming up here before the hour ends.
Justin, thank you very much. 5:35. Consumer headlines here on your Tuesday morning. How Americans are faring when it comes to housing affordability.
And golfers, it is master.
Budget breaks. Breaks starting at just $100.
Relaxing.
Injured? Call America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
In consumer news now, we're talking about housing affordability, a topic of discussion for so many folks. There was a new survey showing about half of American homeowners and renters say they're struggling to afford housing.
Right. So this is a story that we've been documenting for quite some time now, especially as we've seen interest rates go up so much. Real estate broker Redfin reports 49.9%. So half of the people surveyed say they have at least some difficulty making their house payments now. The survey shows that some homeowners and renters are working more hours, they're skipping vacations, maybe even eating fewer meals. More than 17% of people also said they have borrowed from friends and family just to make their payments.
Wow. We're also talking about golf because it's Masters Week. If you have some husbands or friends that golf, then you already know this. So golf fans from across the country are heading to Augusta for Augusta National.
It is that time of year. Practice rounds underway now. I feel like we should do this script in the whisper.
Don't talk too loud.
The golf whisper. Yeah, the 88th year of the tournament, the first major championship of the season. Also, the first time in more than 8 months that the game's top golfers from both the PGA and the LIV Golf League will be competing together in the same tournament.
Very exciting.
Now, that's a bucket list for a lot of people.
Yeah,
bucket
for me.
list trip for you.
I don't know if I can whisper though on the course, so they may not let me in.
Could you be quiet?
I don't think so.
It's the golf voice area. You have to
Please be very quiet. I'm trying to watch the grass grow.
Taking a look. Golf game today. What would your tee shot look like if you decided you wanted to pick today to be your golf game? I'm going to tell you right now, okay? Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah. That one's going in the stands. This is not a day to get out there and make a tee time. I'm telling you that right now. We're going to be on the very, very rainy side, on and off throughout the entire day. We have temperatures that'll be nice in the 60s, but we've got wind, we have rain. There's no way we're going to have golf carts on the actual links themselves. Definitely cart paths all week long. Taking a look, one to mow, not happening today, tomorrow, or your Thursday. Rain starting to come down for many of us. We'll track what is out there. We'll work you into the afternoon and evening, and I'll tell you why tomorrow is a day I'm watching pretty carefully here. Not a code red day, but a day to watch for sure. We'll break that all down on the next check of your code red forecast.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you along here to I-65 and I-24. That's there on the north side. As you can see there in that particular area, we are doing just fine. No big problems up there as you make that drive down from Hendersonville, from Madison, from Goodlettsville, from Millersville, down to the Mainville. And that's Nashville this morning, doing just okay. This particular side of the road will cloud up as the morning goes on. Lots and lots of people start to get out there on the road around this time of the morning, and times will start to slow down. Right now, those times are good, though. Franklin coming in from the south side at 27 minutes. Murfreesboro, almost an hour. Not quite there yet, 54 minutes. Hendersonville, that was that drive we were showing you a short time ago. 26 minutes on that drive. Every single one of these times will rise throughout the morning. The question is, how high will they go?
Well, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. One little girl taking this phrase to heart and making a difference.
Coming up in a With Reynolds Wrap, cooking becomes so easy, you can feel like the chef of your kitchen. Easy prep, easy cook, easy clean. Reynolds Wrap.
Welcome back. 5:44 is the time, and new this Tuesday morning, the Senate signed off on the bill that would need parents' approval for their children to sign up for social media accounts.
And this is happening right here in Tennessee. We have our Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live this morning to talk about the impact this would have if it is in fact signed into law.
It would help protect children. Governor Bill Lee, in a State of the State address, mentioned that using social media platforms like Snapchat or TikTok can be damaging to young people. For example, on TikTok, you only need to be 13 years old to sign up. The content on some of the social media platforms are raising concerns for some parents and lawmakers. Yesterday, behind me at the state capitol, senators voted unanimously to pass a bill that would need parents' approval before their children sign up to these social media accounts. The bill named Protecting Children from Social Media Act is similar to pushes that are being made across the country as concern grows over young people's internet usage. Tennessee lawmakers are hoping to require social media companies to provide parents with options to view privacy settings, set daily time restrictions, and implement mandatory breaks. The bill was already passed in the House, but it needs some changes. And once those changes are done, the bill would then need Governor Bill Lee's signature to become law. Reporting live from the state capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Hey, we're talking about yesterday's big show, the eclipse, and we're also showing some photos from yesterday over in Middle Tennessee. We're showing you an amazing series of photos sent to us by Steph G.
Very cool.
Wow.
We've got a ton of pictures. We'll be sharing them throughout the course of the morning and giving you the credit. Thanks so much for taking the time to think of us when you were capturing that really cool site. Again, we'll be sharing your best shots live through 9 a.m. Now to an encouraging story here for your Tuesday. A 7-year-old little girl down in Alabama starts a lemonade stand, and she was trying to help pay for a headstone for her mother, who died unexpectedly in March. And she's already raised nearly $10,000.
Wow. Savannah Sapp is sharing this heartwarming story.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
7-year-old Emery Johnson is spending her days after school like any other kid, selling lemonade at a homemade stand in her neighborhood. But she's not saving up for the latest clothes or toys. She's set out to raise money from the stand for her mother's headstone. Emery's mother, Carly Bordner, passed away unexpectedly in March. Emery's grandmother, Jennifer, says Emery came up with the idea all on her own.
Emery's so special if you haven't figured it out. She's the kid that will, if this lady over here's hurt, she'll go take something to help her.
With or without us. And when a social media post spread about her cause, members of the community flocked to Emery's stand to help. Friday afternoon, neighbors, firefighters, nurses, and deputies stopped by for a cup at only $1 each, but many gave a bit extra as a tip for her hard work.
I've just been amazed and cried happy tears.
When asked where she inherited her work ethic, Emery said, "My mama." Emery also says she never expected her fundraiser to go this far. I didn't know that just by making a little lemonade would bring this many people. Jennifer says monument companies have stepped forward to donate headstones for her daughter. The nearly $10,000 raised so far for Emery will now go into her own account for future expenses. She says with each cup comes a drop of healing.
Like she knows that Mommy's okay now and she's gonna be okay and everybody cares and loves her, and all these people showing all this and trying to help is actually helping heal the whole family.
And Emery, she says her mom would be proud. Yeah, she would say that I was doing good.
Emery, what do you think about all these firefighters coming out here?
It's unbelievable.
That is so sweet.
Just a little bit of encouragement and preciousness, I guess, to start your Tuesday. You know, sometimes when we slow down and we see people right where they are and realize that everybody's going through something, it just kind of brings us together. And don't know, I think lifts us up in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
I love it.
We're also sharing some more photos. I see one behind you, Greg, of the eclipse from yesterday.
Yeah.
This photo is just showstopping.
It almost looks fake. I guarantee you it's not. But it almost does when you take a look at snapping a photo of the eclipse and the bird right there in the frame at the exact same time. You couldn't plan that if you tried. It just happened to be pure sheer happenstance. We're going to keep showing you photos here throughout this morning. And even if you only saw it for just a split second or two, or you got a real good view of it, it really was a pretty cool sight. Sky getting dark, almost like it's stormy outside where it was cloudy. Got really quiet. And I know near where I live, a lot of the lights that have sensors to go on that aren't timed, street lights were coming on during it, and then they turned right back off after. Hopefully you got to see it. If not, we're going to keep showing photos and videos so you can kind of see what we worked through yesterday. Taking about a few moments here just to look at what we're working through right now. Taking a look downtown, nothing happening yet. I did just poke my head outside. There are a couple little sprinkles already trickling into the downtown area, but nothing substantial when it comes to any significant rainfall. But today, tomorrow, Thursday, all 3 of these days going to bring in showers and storms. Wednesday is the day I'm watching. Tomorrow, afternoon through the evening, there will be the chance for some significant severe weather down to our south near the Gulf Coast. Now, that's not that far away from home. If any of the energy filters up toward the north, we may have to go with the code red day for tomorrow. As of right now, I'm calling it a day to watch closely, and just keep that in the back of your mind. Today, no severe weather, high of 65 degrees, and a few showers and storms will be on the radar this morning, afternoon, and evening. A new look at future track before we get to 6 o'clock.
Circular traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to Briley Parkway and White Bridge Road. That's where we have picked up our first accident of the morning. Authorities have not arrived yet. Just 3 vehicles on the shoulder of the road. I've seen the people out and about. They're surveying the damage right now. You can see them outside the car. I've even seen a couple of people trying to push the car over to the road to make sure they get it on the other side of this white line to keep that other lane open. No need for a detour at this particular moment. They're just getting out there. Authorities have not arrived yet, but once they do, they're going to force all the traffic over, and then we'll see where we are at when they do arrive. Other than that, you are good to go out there on the roads. We'll continue to follow things for you live through 9.
Justin, thank you. Right now, we're showing you a live look over on Lower Broadway, and just want to say thank you for waking up with us here on Fox 17 News, your only local station.
Would be our next hometown hero. Each month, the hero selected will be featured on Fox 17 News. Celebrate local heroes with Fox 17 News Hometown Heroes. Sponsored by Ponce Law.
Good morning and welcome back into Fox 17 News this morning. Just a few minutes before 6 o'clock, a live look into downtown. Always got stuff popping around town. We're going to get you updated on the Morgan Wallen arrest that happened early yesterday morning, how that might or even might not impact his tour stop here in Nashville, plus many other local news headlines as we get into our 6, 7, and 8 o'clock hours this morning.
Right now, though, developing, President Joe Biden is now sharing a new strategy, he says, to forgive some student loan debt. Well, the White House says it would help more than 30 million borrowers if combined with plans the administration has already put in place. The initiative targets, they say, federal borrowers who have unpaid interest beyond a certain threshold, 20 or more years in repayment, or education from a so-called, and I'm quoting here, low financial value program.
All right, what does all that mean? Well, supporters say it's necessary for starters, but opponents say taxpayers who didn't go to college, or maybe people who have already paid off all their loans, shouldn't have to pay for the people who have not or will not or cannot.
Most people should not have to carry this kind of worry.
Across the board, student loan forgiveness is regressive.
The new plans are not ready for signups just yet. It could take months to finalize them, and they'll likely face some sort of legal challenges.
The National Association of Intercollegiate Athletes officially banning transgender women from women's sports starting next year. Now, this organization is a national athletic governing body for about 250 small colleges across the country that are not part of the NCAA. It is believed to be the first national college governing body to mandate that athletes compete according to their assigned sex at birth. Some transgender rights advocates worry the NCAA might follow suit. We'll monitor the story as it develops.
Right now, though, we're taking it back to Monday and taking you to Dallas, Texas, where they had the solar eclipse, of course. Dallas was one of the major U.S. cities in the path of totality, and this video is so cool. You can see some of the crowds gathering in the city's downtown area, experiencing the full eclipse for about 4 minutes or so. The last time North Texas experienced a total solar eclipse was apparently back in 1878.
Wow.
Yeah, 32 million people in 13 states and all were in the path of totality. We had our Fox 17 News Code Red meteorologist, Chief Meteorologist Katie Morgan. She was checking it out too. It was so cool on the baseball field seeing her perspective.
Right, so she went up to Illinois, Marion, Illinois, really small town. I got a kick out of the place where she was. She was at the Thrill Toppers minor league baseball stadium with a lot of other folks who came out to watch as well. Hopefully you got to watch our coverage online or got to see it in person. A quick reminder as we send it over to Greg to look at the forecast to send us your best shots. You can hit any of us up on social media or put them over at fox17.com.
Yeah, we'll be going through those all morning long. And our dog of the day, I had to let him cut the line a little bit here. This is a office mascot, Barks, who's wearing his glasses indoors.
Aww.
Looking at the photo there. He's just hanging out, doing his thing, taking a look at your dog walking forecast. And it's going to be one of those days where you got to find your window opportunity. It's not going to be one of those things here where it's very easy to make your way out the door. Temperature right near 60 degrees all morning long. A couple showers, maybe even a thunderstorm or two to work through. Now, how are you going to work the day out? You have to find that window of opportunity. Get the Fox 17 Code Red weather app. Send us your dog of the day. Meteorologist Greg Bobus, pin post right there, top of your screen, whenever you go to Facebook. And you find that photo right there. You can submit your dog of the day by doing just that. As far as the forecast goes moving forward, backyard forecast going to be on the relatively mild side. 62 degrees at noon. 65 degrees at 3. The problem with the forecast is going to be all of the rain. This is an indoor kind of a day. We're not mowing the lawn. We're not getting the car washed today. And there will be a few showers and storms that could impact after-school sports. We'll take a look at that coming up in a few minutes and make sure that you know what's coming your way with Future Track for tomorrow. Your Wednesday is definitely a day to watch.
Steer clear traffic. We do have one crash to tell you about this morning. It's happening over on the west side. This is going to be Bradley Parkway at White Bridge Road there. You can see it's very close to that exit for White Bridge Road. They've got the attraction set up right there for you to get to. Authorities have not arrived yet. TDOT or Metro Police, somebody will be there relatively soon here to take care of this 3-car crash. Not causing big delays right now, just something for you to be aware of as you get out the door this morning on the west side. We're going to give you the latest drive times from other areas of town coming up in a few.
All right, Justin, thanks so much. Consumer headlines here this morning. Coca-Cola going to release new cans that feature popular superheroes. I guess that's just their way to try to attract a new purchasing audience.
Well, okay, the soda company, take a look here, teaming up with Disney to give fans a new line of Marvel-themed Coke cans and also the bottles. The collaboration features more than 30 superheroes and villains on Coca-Cola regular and Zero cans, and again, the bottles. Now, some of the characters that fans are going to see does include Wolverine, Deadpool, Loki, and Black Panther. All of these products have a QR scan code that is then going to, so to speak, bring the characters to life. And after scanning the code, fans can then, of course, enter for a chance to win some Disney prizes. So, you know, Marvel fans, enjoy.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning, 6 o'clock right now. We take you to Montgomery County this morning, where we have learned from police that in Clarksville, 2 people have been killed in a shooting. We'll get you those details here in moments.
Coming up, I'll have an update on a bill that would need parents' approval before their children can sign up to social media accounts.
And the umbrellas are out in some spots already this morning. Rain going to only pick up in scope throughout the morning into the afternoon. We'll look at radar and track it for you for the rest of your day.
And steer clear traffic takes us over on the west side of town. That's Bradley Parkway near White Bridge Road. We've got the latest on that drive coming up in a few.
And glad to be here with you to kick off your 6 o'clock hour. Thanks for joining us for Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm Erica Glover. We're going to get started with our breaking news update out of Clarksville. That is where Clarksville police say they are investigating a shooting that left 2 people dead.
Yeah, we understand that police did get called to the 600 block of Martin Street last night around 6:30. This is video from that location from Dash 10 Media.
Clarksville police have not released the names of the victims, but of course we are working to get some more updates, and we'll continue updating this story both on air and online at fox17.com.
And new information this morning on a story that we know a lot of you have been following along with after the deadly Easter Sunday shooting in Salem Town, which is a neighborhood of Nashville. This happened at the Roasted Bistro, and Metro Police now confirmed that the suspected shooter, 46-year-old Anton Rucker, is now back in Nashville.
Officers brought him back following his arrest last week in Kentucky. Rucker is accused of killing one man and hurting 6 others in that shooting. Again, that was over in Salem Town. He is currently being held, though, without bond.
And waking up this morning here at 6:01, taking a look at everything weather-wise here, and the radar is showing us quite a bit happening. So let's take a look at the big picture and zoom in on a few spots that have seen a little bit of rain pick up in just the last little bit. You can see here the last 3 hours. Almost nothing happening when this radar loop starts. However, it has picked up in scope, not necessarily in severity by any means. It's just run-of-the-mill light to moderate rainfall in a few areas where that rain is tracking in. 45 minutes ago, nothing in the Nashville area. Now you are seeing these little specks of some green that are moving in, little light sprinkles and light rain showers. Hendersonville, I would say in about 15 minutes, you're going to get your first rain of the morning. You look off toward the north and west of Nashville, where there was nothing a half hour ago, and just like that, firing up here when it comes to some light to moderate rain. All the little yellow specks just telling us that these aren't going to be very long-lived. They are very short in duration. They're very light, but they could slow you down. Wet pavement, definitely using the windshield wipers, and absolutely grabbing the umbrella before you're hitting the road later on today. More rain for the afternoon and also into the evening.
Let's get to your steer clear traffic out there, everybody. Let's take you to the west side of town. That's going to be Bradley Parkway, White Bridge Road. Traffic out there moving along despite the fact there is a crash over on the shoulder there at Bradley at White Bridge, right before the exit for White Bridge Road. No need to steer clear. Traffic can get by without question and without issue this morning. TDOT or somebody will get there eventually and slow things down. We'll address it when they get there to see how bad the backup is. Let's take you over to the east side of town. This is going to be 40 at Dallas and Pike near the airport, doing really well over there. No big backup at the airport exit. Reminder, they're doing major construction over there on Dallas and Pike. If you haven't been over there in the last, say, 2 months, you're not going to recognize it.
Justin, thank you. New this morning as we talk about politics, we do want to let you know that the Senate signed off on the bill that would need parents' approval for their children to sign up for social media accounts.
And this is happening right here in Tennessee. And Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live right now to explain how this would work. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning. It was a unanimous decision by senators that signed off in support of that bill yesterday behind me at the Capitol, moving the bill forward closer to becoming law. The House passed the bill back in March. The bill named Protecting Children from Social Media Act is similar to pushes that are being made across the country as concern grows over young people's internet usage. Governor Bill Lee mentioned in a state-to-state address the concern stems from how those under the age of 18 using social media platforms can be linked to depression, anxiety, and even loneliness. Tennessee lawmakers are hoping to require social media companies to provide parents with options to view privacy settings, set daily time restrictions, and implement mandatory breaks. Even though the bill was already passed in the House, once the changes are approved, Governor Bill Lee needs to sign it for it to become law. Reporting live from the state capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you very much. Crisis in the classroom now. Another call for Tennessee's education commissioner to resign. We're talking about Lizette Reynolds, and this is now coming from even members of the Republican Party who previously had not necessarily been on board with some of these calls.
And now Reynolds is under fire after admitting she received a state tuition waiver that she was not entitled to. Well, the rules say you have to be a state employee 6 months in order to qualify, but records show she signed 2 documents to get the discount after only being on the job a couple of months. Listen.
It makes me really sad. I'm really disappointed. I think she's making somewhere around $215,000, $220,000 a year, and to fill out a false document trying to receive more money to take from the taxpayers, it's really sad. And I think she should definitely step down immediately.
Previous controversy came when critics learned that Reynolds does not meet the qualifications to be commissioner. Now, she's taking classes at UT Martin, right now to make that right. Reynolds' office telling Fox 17 News the tuition discount was a clerical error and that she has since given the money back.
Crisis in the Classroom is Fox 17 News' commitment to exposing issues in our schools, but also working to find solutions. So if you have a story you think we should look into, send us an email to news@fox17.com. You can also call our tip line. We've got that number right there at the bottom of your screen. It's 615-266-4149.
After the break, Tennessee lawmakers, they have a very
% interest for 5 years. Shop now, spend less, and get more. Only at Ashley.
Coming up on 6:09, and for years now, Tennessee businesses have paid what is called a franchise tax. It's a tax based on everything a business actually has possession of. That includes the land, the building, everything inside of that building. Tennessee businesses pay a 0.25% total net worth of that particular property. However, a Tennessee House vote could change all of that. Those who want to change it, want to remove the property from that property tax or from that franchise tax. They say it removes an unnecessary burden from the business. However, those who disagree, like Representative Justin Jones, says it's nothing more than a tax cut.
This is not a corporate refund. This is a corporate giveaway by another name. This is the largest tax break in the history of our state. And what is so asinine about this is that we travel this state, a state in which 1 in 5 children live in poverty. We travel this state and see our underfunded schools. We travel this state and see hundreds of millions being not given to a public university here in Nashville, but yet we have money to give to corporations. But when our working class people come from Grundy County and Murray County and Putnam County, we don't have any money to give them for their schools. We don't have any money to give them for their health care.
We are literally a case example of how good fiscal conservative tax policy works, which is why we have grown more than 700,000 new citizens in 12 years. It's because what we're doing is great, which is why our budget is now twice what it was when we came in here. And we're still providing more services in education and healthcare than we've ever done in this state.
Well, this bill has already passed the Tennessee Senate and will now go to the governor's desk. What happening today, a former member of the Tennessee House and the Coffee County Judge, Mayor Judd Matheny, will be laid to rest. Judd Matheny was found dead at his home there in Tullahoma on April the 2nd. Tullahoma police and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation are now looking into his death. Visitation for Judd Matheny will be held today from 2 till 6 at the Kilgore Funeral Home. A memorial service will follow immediately afterwards there at the Funeral Home Chapel.
6:11 coming up. Taking a look at your screen right now. Yeah, rain's starting to move into downtown Nashville. We'll track what's out there and see how long it's going to last into your Tuesday.
Steer clear traffic following a crash on Briley Parkway very close to White Bridge Road. As you can see, traffic moving along. However, there is going to be a bit of a disruption. I'll explain coming up here in a few. Plus, not giving up. Actually, no, let's talk about the eclipse. The eclipse, the excitement of it is still going on right now. Don't take off those glasses. Be careful out there. We're going to hear more about your experiences. Plus, not giving up, we're going to tell you about Monell's and the
most trusted pest control company.
U.S. Pest. His Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Sarah Chevrolet Buick GMC of Nashville.
Hey there, good morning, and welcome back into Fox 17 News this morning. 6:14 is the time. We have continuing coverage on Monell's at the Manor. Now, let me just set the stage, or set the table for you just a moment. In case you're not familiar with Monell's. Monell's is a Nashville staple, kind of place where you go, family style serving. Everybody gathers around a big table, even with strangers. You have a buffet or a smorgasbord laid out in front of you on the table. Everybody passes the food around and you share, okay? Well, there's a location over by the airport. It's called Monell's at the Manor, and there's a chance that this place could be demolished because the Nashville Airport Board owns it, and they want the building gone so they can expand. Michael King says that he has some new information, though, that could put all the plans on pause. According to the Tennessee Historical Commission and Mr. King, the building meets the criteria to get on the National Register of Historic Places, which could protect it from demolition. Nashville and state leaders are now looking into it.
I think there's concern amongst the ranks that the airport would start doing this demolition in the middle of the night, tear it down from the back forward. And so we're really, really concerned because we know that when we leave on the 30th, there's no protection to that building unless we chain ourselves to the column.
All right, so that's Michael King, the owner of Monell's. The airport authority has said the building is old and does not comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA. Mr. King says he's offering to pay for any renovations needed to get that up to date, and also offered to pick up and move the entire building to a new location just to save it. We'll keep you posted on what happens next.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. All right, Katie, screaming there. A total solar eclipse captivated parts of the country as daylight turned to darkness in a large path across the country, and even giving people here in Middle Tennessee a partial eclipse. All of this happening Monday afternoon. And yeah, you can hear Chief Meteorologist Katie Morgan out there screaming, a lot of excitement in the area. She joined hundreds of people to experience totality over in Marion, Illinois, so we're mapping it out right behind us here. It's just a few hours to our north. Listen in.
Fox 17 Code Red Chief Meteorologist Katie Morgan with you, and boy, what an amazing experience we saw here in Marion, Illinois. We're actually on the baseball field here, the Thrillville Thrill-Billies Stadium. They put on quite a show, lots of folks out, and you can see that we still have some folks that are hanging out this afternoon, but we really had an amazing show, had the complete view of the total solar eclipse, and of course the corona, which was the part of the sun that's only visible during the eclipse and is safe to look at. So we were able to take off our glasses, which during any eclipse, it's only safe to do so, of course, during the totality part of it. It was about 4 minutes long here in southern Illinois, and I think we picked a really good spot to see everything going on, from the planets to the lack of animals. We didn't hear any birds chirping, and the 360-degree sunset that was going on. An amazing time here in Marion, Illinois with the total solar eclipse. We'll send it back into you.
Katie, thank you so much. And we, of course, want to know what y'all think about this. Were you able to catch the eclipse yesterday? Well, 54% of you all say yes, you were able to do so. By the way, we love seeing all your photos and videos, so please continue sharing them by going to fox17.com and then hitting the chime in tab right there.
Hey, speaking of pictures, we've got a new one to share with you. This is coming to us from Terry Dickerson. Gorgeous shots here. She, like many of you, were able to catch the birds, as they might have been a little confused when the eclipse happened. So great shots here, Terry. Thank you so much. Keep those pictures coming. We've got a place where you can put them. It's at fox17.com. Just search Chime In. Super easy to upload straight from your cell phone or your computer. You can do pictures or videos anytime.
And now I want to ask my question, because Jen, you had the opportunity. So right now I want to ask Greg.
Okay.
We were talking about astronomers and how they're able to pinpoint the date for when we're going to see this again. I know it's a long, convoluted explanation, but explanator, tell us about it.
To put it in the most simple of terms, there are a bunch of mathematical equations you could put together to figure out how fast something moves, where it's going to go, how gravity works with it, and you figure out one, and then another, and you kind of add them all together, and they can put this out to hundreds of years in the future. It really is fascinating. It's tons of math. Tons and tons of math.
Which we admittedly just aren't that great at. That's why it's hard for us to comprehend.
That's why
it's kind of hard to wrap your head around that much math, you know.
That's why it's just easy to say it is tons of math with these brilliant minds and really powerful computers that they can plug a few things in, and they're just able to do it.
I need you the next time my daughter asks me questions like this. I'm just going to have you on speed dial, okay?
Go for it. I'm here. I have no, see, that's the little inner nerd in me. I love explaining this kind of stuff, but it's also really hard to do it in a way where we can kind of all understand it. And even I don't fully understand everything. It's trying to find that baseline of, oh, that makes sense. You do a ton of math with things that are moving, you can figure out where they're going to go. That's basically what it is. Taking a look here, Doppler radar, last 3 hours, some showers have moved in. Taking a look here, these little clusters that are developing, here's what's interesting. This one that I've got circled right here looked just like these to the north and east of Waverly, and the one that's just to the south of Dover 10 minutes ago. And now they're dying down already. So they're going to pop up, not even giving us much lightning, but give us some decent rainfall real quick and then die down. That's how our morning is looking. Everything trending to the top right-hand side of your screen. So areas like Ashland City, you're just missing it. We got a couple little sprinkles that are out there, a little sprinkle action in the Nashville area as well. And then you get basically south of Nashville down I-65, say toward Brentwood, Franklin. Pockets of little light rainfall, nothing too heavy though that we can't contend with. And as far as the forecast goes, we will have more showers and weak storms throughout today, afternoon and evening. We'll look at that in our latest one, a future track, as we go into our 6:30 half hour.
Steer clear traffic for you. Let's get to the north side. That's where that rain has started to fall. 65 at 24 up there. You can see it for yourself on your screen. Those raindrops starting to form on their camera lens and down below on the ground, slowing things up as you make that drive in from Hendersonville, Goodlettsville, Madison, all places to the north there this morning. We're going to get you your drive time in just a second. First, I want to show you that crash. Briley Parkway, White Bridge Road over on the west side. Again, not causing main problems at all. Dry conditions over there on the west side. Now here are those drive times right now. Clarksville coming in at 70 minutes. Murfreesboro now over an hour at 67 minutes. Hendersonville 29 minutes and rising from the north side.
In our economy right now, we're talking about oil prices because financial services company Moody's, they believe surging oil prices are the #1 threat to our economy right now.
It has been really rough to see the prices and how they're impacting all of us again. Yeah, here we go again. U.S. oil prices approaching $90 a barrel now. Global prices nearing $92 a barrel. Those are the highest levels in 5 months. And those Moody economists Erica was mentioning say they're concerned that prices will continue to go up as there are more concerns about wars, especially in the Middle East, that could escalate. We're monitoring the situation from Iran, for example, and all of this could certainly have repercussions for the November election. Now, Friday, prices at the pumps were $3.58 a gallon on average. They're now up since then. The good news is you can find cheaper gas here in the mid-state.
Yeah, one easy way to make that happen is by going to fox17.com. We have the fuel gauge. That way you can find the cheapest gas prices closest to wherever you live or perhaps where you're traveling to.
Live look this morning at 6:22. We're going to go to Dallas because they had one of the best views of the total solar eclipse yesterday. Really cool pictures and videos online. Live look there this morning, nice and calm. Did you notice the temperature drop yesterday?
Oh, yes.
Did you feel the change? I was reading some reports out of Dallas that said they had the
light for your life. Visit 3dayblinds.com to get started.
6:25 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. And new this morning, the Green Hills Library is having their annual book sale that's happening this morning. You can find some real unique things inside of, think about it, it's a public library, the kind of things they can have in there.
They have a huge collection, and that'll be available to you starting today. We sent our Fox 17 photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey over there this morning to give us a live look. Listen, we just wanted to bring you something positive, something encouraging, and maybe useful for you and your family. If you've got kids at home and you're looking for some books, some good books to add, you could head over to the sale. Maybe you don't have kids and you're just looking to beef up your collection. They've got all kinds of books. They even have CDs and DVDs. We understand that it's starting at 10 o'clock this morning. It's going to happen every day through Sunday. So again, this is the Green Hills Library. Head on over and check it out.
And kids, if you've never heard of a CD or DVD, good opportunity to go to the library and check that out.
Go learn a little bit. And by the way, when I said check it out, you don't have to check it out. You can buy it.
Yeah, you can buy it.
And own it. Hey, 6:26 right now. Let's check your forecast. Listen, huge question mark for any kind of outdoor activities with the kids today. If you have after-school sports, be prepared for last-minute changes. This evening is looking like a washout. We've got a lot of rain chances all across the mid-state all day, looking upwards of maybe an inch or two of rain. This is the temperature forecast, which is pretty mild, but again, we're going to see that rain off and on today. So make sure you're staying in touch with your coaches so that you know the plan for after school. We'll hear from Greg more in depth in just a few minutes.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning at 626. Quick look here at Briley Parkway at White Bridge Road over on the west side of town. It's not too far from I-40, but you're not there yet. We do have authorities on the scene now of that 3-car crash there in the West Nashville area. Again, not causing major delays, at least not yet. Crews are continuing to work on that. It looks like they're just exchanging paperwork, and perhaps they won't need any tow trucks. Maybe they'll be able to drive away from the scene eventually once they finish up with all the insurance information and all of that. We'll get you the very latest on other sides of town coming up here in a few.
Country star Morgan Wallen back in trouble with the law. You can see this video shows him in the back of a Metro Nashville police car. We'll give you the status of his upcoming tour after his arrest in Music City.
And a live look this morning from Phoenix, Arizona. That's where it turns out the Huskies do like the heat a little bit out there. That's where they won the NCAA basketball tournament last night, winning the Final Four with a big win over Purdue. So they'll be headed back to campus for a huge celebration as they've gone back-to-back for the first
year in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News this Tuesday morning, Morgan Wallen's tour is still on schedule right now, but could his Nashville concerts be impacted by his arrest in Music City? We're diving into the newest details this half hour.
And right now, good morning to you on this Tuesday. It is April 9th, a live look from Metro Center. This is the camera mounted right on top of our station. We're right along the Cumberland River. Cloudy start to the day. Rain already moving in some spots. We'll be tracking it for you every few minutes live through 9 a.m.
We're going to start, though, by thanking you for waking up with us here on a Tuesday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Let's get right into our top stories this half hour. Operation Crime and Justice looking at new video of a country star Morgan Wallen in the back of a Metro Nashville police car. This is right after he got arrested in downtown outside of Chiefs. He's facing felony and misdemeanor counts after police say he threw a chair off the top of Chiefs Bar. This is a brand new honky-tonk. It's the one that has Eric Church's name associated with it. It just opened last week.
And while that chair did not hit anyone, according to police, Wallen does face serious charges. Staffers at that popular bar told officers Wallen was responsible for the chair falling 6 stories. Officers arresting Wallen for 3 counts of reckless endangerment and 1 count of misdemeanor disorderly conduct. Well, Fox 17 News, we spoke with emergency room doctor Alex Hampton about the damage that chair could have caused if it did hit a person.
I mean, if we're talking just head injury, you've got to look at issues with your skull or brain. There's also means where you could have issues with lung or ribs, your collarbone. Many other injuries could be in play.
Now, Fox 17 News also reached out to Morgan Wallen's attorney. They did get back to us saying that he is cooperating fully with authorities. He bonded out of jail yesterday morning. He now has a court date set for May 3rd. Interestingly, that May 3rd court date is right in the middle of his Nashville tour stops. Everything right now is still on schedule, including the Nashville tour dates. If that changes, we'll be sure to let you know. We know a lot of you have tickets for those shows here in Music City.
Yeah, we have continuous coverage because this is not the first time that Morgan Wallen has been in the hot seat, so to speak. So we're taking a look back at previous encounters. Back in May of 2020, that's when Metro Police arrested Morgan Wallen for public intoxication on Broadway after security guards kicked him out of Kid Rock's Honky Tonk.
And then back in 2021, he took a lot of backlash and even got banned from an award show after being caught on camera using a racial slur. His record label suspended him at the time. Morgan Wallen promised to make good by donating hundreds of thousands of dollars to charities, having community conversations, and he did all of that. So again, we'll keep you posted on the tour dates. We'll let you know what happens next, both on air and online at fox17.com.
Also developing this morning, Metro Police investigators are working to find the driver who they say hit a woman yesterday morning and then just left the scene. Now, police say it happened over on McCall Street. That is near Vaden Drive around 5:30 a.m. It's south of Nashville off of I-24, and we are mapping it out for you right here on the screen.
Police tell Fox 17 News that Terry Rasmussen had been walking on McCall Street when she got hit. Officers think The car that hit her was a 2014 to maybe 2017 Toyota Corolla. The car would have damage to the front passenger side and is missing the front fender. Part of the front fender. We're told that Miss Rasmussen is in critical condition this morning. If you have any information, you can call Crime Stoppers. We've got that number posted for you at fox17.com.
Let's check in now with our Code Red meteorologist. Grab the umbrella, have a raincoat.
And don't expect a lot of sun. That's just how today's going to be. 100% need the raincoat. 100% if you can have the umbrella and the raincoat, you're in even better shape. Rain is starting to come down for many of us. Small pockets here across Middle Tennessee. More showers and even a few thunderstorms later today. Afternoon toward the evening, especially when it comes to the collapse of thunder. For right now, just some steady, consistent rainfall if you get south of I-40. And then these tiny little pop-up showers that are lasting a good 10, 15 minutes, dying down, and then a few of them kind of replace them. That's how we're going to be north of 40 for the next hour. Nashville, a couple little sprinkles so far. For the most part, we haven't seen too much move into downtown just yet, but all of our roads leading into Nashville from the west, from the north, and from the south are starting to see that rain pick up decently for us. Future track showing you that rain will continue to move to the north slowly throughout this morning, and then here's the afternoon. Showers and a few more thunderstorms, 4 p.m. to about 7 o'clock. Rain on the radar for a good chunk of us here. That means kids getting home from school, rain on the radar for a lot of us. Kids that might have after-school practices, games, rain likely on the radar for many of us. Just have that in mind. Those events are ahead for you later on today. Taking a look at the forecast going forward. 65 degrees that later on this afternoon. Right now, right side of your screen, we're hovering right near 60. So we don't get much warmer, but we're also not starting cold by any means. 73 degrees tomorrow, 67 on Thursday. And also on Friday. Wednesday's a day I'm watching very carefully for us here because down to our south, there will be some severe weather. However, up north, we have to watch out here back home just in case any of that energy funnels toward us. So it's just a day to watch, not a code red day just yet.
Steer clear traffic at 6:36. Let's take a quick look outside here at Briley Parkway, very close to White Bridge Road over on the west side of town. As you can see, traffic there moving along despite the fact there is an accident. You can see here, look, what are we doing here? There's a couple of cars who've done the wild swing there around the corner. Do they not see the flashing lights? Maybe there's a sharp curve or something I can't see, but they seem to be driving pretty fast, even though their emergency lights are there on that particular corner as you make that drive around White Bridge near White Bridge at Briley Parkway on the west side. So heads up, crews should be finishing along there coming up here in a few. We do have that rain that Greg was just talking about, and we're seeing it out here. It's basically a parking lot on I-65 at the 24 junction coming in from that north side. We're going to check in on the latest drive times coming up in a few, but you see this? This means Ellington Parkway, Dickerson Pike are going to be your best friends getting into work this morning.
After the break, book bans are a hot topic here at home and really across the nation. What books top the list on the
prices you love? Max what makes you, you.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
All right, everyone, 6:39 is the time on this Tuesday. The most challenged books across the United States in 2023 featured LGBTQ content, and they also dealt with sexual themes inside of the books.
Yeah, not surprisingly here, that is according to the American Library Association, which released their annual list of the top 10 most challenged books. Now, over the last year, schools and libraries across the country, and even here at home, had a high number of books that were targeted and or removed. More than 4,200 books in all, either challenged or banned in the last year.
Now, that's a 65% increase from where it was just 2 years ago. Let's go to some consumer news this morning. A survey shows about half of American homeowners and renters are struggling to afford housing.
Also not surprising here this morning, real estate broker Redfin reporting that about half of the people in their survey said that they have at least some level of difficulty making their house payments. The survey also shows that some homeowners and renters are working more hours, skipping vacations, maybe eating fewer meals just to cover the bills.
Now, more than 17% of respondents also say that they have borrowed money from friends or family just in order to make their housing payments. That is certainly something we are watching right here in Middle Tennessee as the cost continues to climb and climb and climb. 5%, 10%, 30%, you know, depends on where you are.
Well, and we just try to keep you localized on those things too. Hey, switching gears, if you had extra money and you wanted to drop a lot of it, you could do it at the Masters. It is Masters Week, and golf fans from around the world are making that trek to Augusta National.
Well, practice rounds are underway for the 88th annual Masters tournament. This is the first major championship of the golf season. It is also the first time in more than 8 months that the game's top golfers from both the PGA Tour and the LIV Golf League will be competing at that same tournament. Let's get to Greg.
6:41, and maybe you wanted to go shoot around the golf today. Tee time's not going to look good. That ball's not going to be flying straight. We got the wind, we have the rain. Today is not a day to do it. Temperatures are going to be nice for any indoor activity, but I would not be trying to find the outdoor sports today. 60 at 9, 62 degrees at noon, 64 at 3 p.m. Curious question time of the day. How many languages are written from right to left? 12, 16, 20, or 24? How many languages are written from right to left? We'll have that answer for you in the next check of your forecast and plan some rain for this afternoon and this evening coming up in a few moments.
That's a head scratcher.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to come up with that one at all. All right, Bradley Parkway, White Bridge Road. I know this. Steer clear traffic is being affected there on the west side. Metro Police on the scene of a 3-car crash. We're going to tell you the best ways to get around that.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 17.
Welcome back. 6:44 is the time, and new this Tuesday morning. The Senate has signed off on a bill that would need parents' approval for their children to go ahead and sign up for social media accounts.
I know this has sparked a lot of conversations in homes across the mid-state. One of the biggest questions surrounding this, and this is a Tennessee proposal, by the way, is how would this be enforced? How would you truly be able to protect your children by giving parental approval? Here's Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live right now outside of our Tennessee Capitol in downtown Nashville to talk more about it. Good morning.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. Governor Bill Lee mentioned in a state address that social media platforms like TikTok or Snapchat could be potentially damaging for young children. For example, here on TikTok, you only need to be 13 years old to sign up. And the content on some of these social media platforms are raising concerns for some parents and even lawmakers. Yesterday, behind me here at the state capitol, senators voted unanimously to pass the bill that would require parents' approval before their children sign up to social media accounts. The bill named Protecting Children from Social Media Act is similar to pushes that are being made across the country as concern grows over young people's internet usage. Tennessee lawmakers are hoping to require social media companies to provide parents with options to view privacy settings, set daily time restrictions, and implement mandatory breaks. The bill was already passed in the House, but with its new changes, it will require Governor Bill Lee's signature to make it become law. Now, as you mentioned, Jen, some of the questions that we're asking are how is this going to be enforced? We did reach out to Governor Bill Lee's office multiple times and still have not received a response. Reporting live in front of the state capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you so much. We appreciate you asking those questions, and we'll be working to get those answers for you.
Let's talk about the total solar eclipse that is now in the history books, and the big event had so many different views. Monday, folks from across the country were just dazzled.
The eclipse did have an impact on some animals. Let's take a listen now from CNN's Ed Lavandera. He was in the path of totality in Dallas, which, by the way, Dallas had one of the best views in the country. So let's see what they experienced.
It was like momentarily walking into the classic comedy Night at the Museum, a glimpse into the secret lives of animals at the Dallas Zoo when humans aren't around to watch.
Zebra started chasing him, and then the ostriches got into the mix as well.
Just as the zoo slipped into total darkness, a jolt of, well, animal energy seemed to shoot through the grounds. The moment mesmerized Lisa Van Sleet, a curator of mammals at the Dallas Zoo.
So did the total eclipse day meet your expectations?
It exceeded my expectations today. There was a lot more activity than I expected to see out of the animals.
Just before total darkness, an ostrich laid an egg and hovered over it for a time, protecting it. Zoo officials say it's not clear if the moment was caused by the eclipse, but that the timing was certainly curious, they said. Guinea fowl suddenly crowed wildly.
I hear the birds are starting.
The birds are getting louder.
Yeah.
Just before the moon covered the sun for almost 4 minutes, a young giraffe and its mother galloped around the enclosure. The zebras joined in the chase as well. Here and around the country, elephants grouped together and appeared to head back to the area where they sleep. Flamingos packed together in the middle of a pond in their habitat. Primates apparently also thought it was bedtime. Animal experts say the sudden darkness triggered a natural reaction among many of the animals.
At nighttime, predators go out a lot more, and so they have to kind of huddle together to be safety in numbers and in case something's coming. So they went into that instinct pretty quickly.
At this doggy daycare in the Dallas area, this group of dogs seemed to stop, confused by the sudden darkness. When the sun returned, the dogs started playing around again. Another video captured a cat wanting to come inside its home when darkness struck. At the Toledo Zoo, a polar bear didn't seem to care about all the fuss, nonchalantly dove into the water before the sun disappeared. Texas Parks and Wildlife officials teamed up with NASA to set up these acoustic recording devices to monitor the sounds of animals in the wild. But not all animals were flustered or impressed by the total eclipse. Tobogo the giraffe mostly walked around, unfazed, ready to start chewing on the lettuce the humans feed him when the sun came back.
That is so cool. What an awesome place to go ahead and check out the total solar eclipse. And by the way, we do want to see some of your videos and photos. We've been sharing them all morning long.
That's right. Fox17.com, a good place to go. You search Chime In, you can upload it right there, either pictures or videos. And we're going to be sharing them right around the quarter hours all morning long. So thanks so much for sending those.
Right now, though, curious question of the day.
Yeah, my turn, because if you've been with us this morning so far, there have been a lot of questions that have been put in my direction with eclipse.
I want you to know I have 2 sources of caffeine right now to try to power my brain to get an answer that is correct.
That's us on the daily.
I still don't think it's going to work.
Okay.
Well, you do have a 1 out of 4 chance of getting it right, though. So, I mean, at least the odds is not just pulling it out of my hat, you know? Taking a look here. How many languages are written from right to left? Written from right to left. 12, 16, 20, or 24?
Erica's guessing
D.
Guessing D?
Erica, I'm going to guess B, 16.
Ooh, Jen, you were closer. It's 12 languages.
Okay.
12 languages are written from right to left.
Okay, now curious though, are they written from right to left, but read left to right, or are they also read right to left?
That's not my curious question,
That's my
Jen.
curious question.
It's actually a very good
That's a
curious
confusing
question. I just know that they're written from right to left. The rest of it, not mine. But now I got to go Google that, because you know it's going to stick right here. Taking a look at top of the radar, we have some rain here that's been fairly consistent down to the southern tier of counties here across Middle Tennessee. And you can see it's been meandering there and not moving much. The bigger activity that's been expanding a little bit is here going north of I-4 and even pulling in toward the Nashville area now. Showers starting to settle in around many of the roadways leading into town from pretty much almost every direction now. And you can see up toward Clarksville some little specks of some orange, Paris, Camden, Ashland City, Gallatin, and now we are starting to finally see a little bit of that rain take over in portions of Nashville. Keep that in mind. Going to continue to pull to the north and to the east throughout this morning and toward the afternoon. Future track has been spot on so far overnight into this morning. Taking a look at noon and then noon into the afternoon. If you have after school plans and they involve you being outdoors or your kids being outdoors, which would probably mean all of you are at the same time, look at the radar. Possible showers and thunderstorms throughout this evening. I don't anticipate severe weather like yesterday, but any lightning, rumbles of thunder, we know how inconvenient that is just trying to get a game in. Taking a look by tomorrow morning, more showers, more thunderstorms for the afternoon. I am watching this time period right here. Late Wednesday, we're talking almost near sunset into the overnight hours. The possibility of some strong storms cannot be ruled out. That is 100% a day to watch in the forecast. Not a day to be scared or anxious about. It's not a code red day, but if things were to change and anything gets elevated when it comes to any potential risks, that may end up being the second half of your Wednesday as a part of the day. You'll want to be inside before it gets here.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Monday's total solar eclipse was memorable, including the moment of totality in Dallas.
to the diamond ring effect as seen in Arkansas, and Holton, Maine, the last town the eclipse was visible in the United States. The darkness triggered city lights in Rochester, and clouds and scattered showers cleared enough for this partial eclipse view from Virginia.
Listen to Off the Radar, new episodes every Tuesday.
Let's get you an update with steer clear traffic. Let's go to Bradley Parkway at White Bridge Road over on the west side. You can see there how traffic is getting along despite the fact they had to call in a tow truck after all to remove one of 3 cars that were involved in an early morning crash. Glad to see it's getting out of the way though shortly and you'll be able to move on. It's dry over there in West Nashville. The same cannot be said for other areas of town. This is 65 on the north side there to Trinity Lane. It is not dry. The rain is falling up there. Headlights are on. So heads up as you make that drive in from Madison and Goodlettsville and Hendersonville. We're going to check in on your drive times. That includes the drive coming on from I-24. We'll have all that for you coming up here in just a few.
Also ahead on Fox 17 News this morning during our 7 o'clock hour, we're going to have continuing coverage regarding
knowing you're paying the lowest price in town for your repairs.
Your words soothe like the summer breeze.
Visit budgetbreaks.com for locations and coupons.
Good morning, 6:56 is the time. Right now, we're taking a live look at the gloomy, soggy start to your Tuesday. Yeah, you're definitely going to want to take your raincoat and an umbrella for not only today, but we're checking out the rest of the days throughout the rest of this week that could have some showers in your forecast. Greg is going to have all the details and help you really time it all out in your full forecast in a couple of minutes.
Congress facing a mountain of issues this week after a 2-week-long break. For starters, money to go toward Ukraine and their fight against Russia on the list. House Speaker Mike Johnson is facing pressure to pass an aid package regarding that. But fellow Republicans in both houses, the House and the Senate, say they want a border deal along with it.
Administration officials are also urging Congress to go ahead and quickly recognize and authorize federal funding to rebuild the Francis Scott Key Bridge over in Baltimore, which collapsed once it was hit by a container ship. That happened 2 weeks ago. Listen here.
We approved $60 million emergency federal funding. I fully intend, as the governor knows, to have the federal government cover the cost of building this entire bridge.
Also this week, U.S.-Japan relations are front and center. Japan's prime minister is going to be in Washington, D.C. and will address a joint meetings of Congress that is set to happen on Thursday. And of course, we'll have some more updates then.
Well, we know that clouds blocked the view of Monday's eclipse in certain areas, even right here at home. But we had a lot of people who flew to get a view of the eclipse. This is a view from a Delta flight 1010, which went from Dallas to Detroit. And I don't know about y'all, but I think it was a dud. Difficult to get really good full views of anything. Pretty colors. I mean, Greg, is this what you would expect to see if you were trying to see an eclipse?
Your guess is just as good as mine. If you're flying hundreds of miles an hour and there's clouds below you, and I don't know what it's supposed to look like.
Is that a bust? I don't know.
I don't know, but there is one thing I'm going to find as we go into 7 o'clock is there are pictures NASA has from the International Space Station, and you can see the giant circle over the ground. Really cool stuff that we'll find for you. No one to mow, just don't. Keep the lawnmower in the garage. It's not going to be really helpful for you here the next couple of days. Rain coming down now. It will later today, tomorrow, and also on Thursday. You're waiting until the weekend here. Actually, will dry out Friday into Saturday and Sunday. So maybe get it done Friday and then just enjoy the full weekend for what it is. Upper 70s, right near 80 degrees. Dry, sunny, great mornings, great evenings. There is more rain, though, coming your way later today. We'll continue to watch the radar going into 7 o'clock. We'll keep getting new updates to Future Track to plan it out hour by hour. Just know that today will be rainier than yesterday, cloudier than yesterday, and only right up near 65 degrees. So also about 5 or 6 degrees cooler than yesterday.
Greg, thank you. We know when there's some showers out there, it does tend to impact traffic. So let's take a live look at your steer clear traffic update and take you to I-24, Hickory Hollow Parkway. This is over in Antioch near the Tanger outlets. And you can see right here, you are seeing a bit of a brake check, but the good news is no crashes in this area. There are no vehicles pulled over on the shoulders that are causing some delays. So we'll continue checking in on your steer clear traffic updates and share anything you need to know throughout 9 a.m.
Google Flights is revealing the top 10 places people in the U.S. are thinking about traveling to this summer. Is this maybe something you're considering?
No.
I know, right?
Saving money.
We're playing baseball here at home. But the most searched destination for the summer travel season is to London. Next city on the list is Paris. Now, Erica and I were discussing this morning. A lot of people want to go to Paris because of the Olympics. But there are a lot of people who feel like, no way, you couldn't pay me to go to Paris in the middle of all that craziness. So anyhow, just an interesting look this morning. It's 7 o'clock on the dot now. That means our 7 o'clock hour starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
She should resign immediately, or the governor should fire her immediately.
There is more controversy involving State Education Commissioner Lizette Reynolds. Coming up, our Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar is going to have more on what the commissioner's office calls an administrative error.
Waking up here, rain on the radar, and it's only taking over more hour by hour into the afternoon and evening. We're tracking what's out there now and how it impacts the rest of your Tuesday.
St. Clair traffic takes us to I-40 at Fesser's Lane, just east of downtown. Things are starting to get wet out there. We'll give you the very latest traffic information.
A lot to get to, but we do want to start by saying thank you for joining us here on a Fox 17 News. It's Tuesday morning. I'm Erica Glover.
I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. The other stations go to national pre-recorded programming. Right now, we've got you covered live and local.
The family of Alan Beecham and all the victims, I am praying for you and with you.
Well, we have an update this Tuesday morning on the man arrested for the Easter Sunday shooting at Roasted Bistro. It's over in Salem Town. Metro Police say 46-year-old Anton Rucker is now back in Nashville. Officers brought him back following his arrest last week over in Kentucky.
Rucker is accused of killing one man and hurting 6 others in that shooting. He's got a long rap sheet and is currently being held without bond. Again, that's back here in Nashville. Now to Operation Crime and Justice, the Clarksville Police Department investigating a deadly shooting that happened overnight. They say it happened in the 600 block of Martin Street, which we've mapped out here for you. And we do understand new this morning, 2 victims in that shooting have died.
Anyone who has any kind of information is asked to go ahead and call police. It's a story that we are continuing to make calls about, trying to get some answers for you, and we'll be sure to update you as we learn some more information both on air and online. Now, in the meantime, if you want Fox 17 News to investigate a story, maybe you have a tip, you can send us that information. We'll work to keep your details confidential as we tackle tough issues in our communities. You can also follow us on all of our social media platforms.
And right now at 7:02, everybody's still talking about that eclipse from yesterday. Really a sight to see. We have some great pictures coming from you. I do believe the ones behind us here coming from Franklin,
come
Tennessee.
stand next to me. Okay.
Yeah, thank you to Bill
Back it
Biggs, who sent us these great shots. We've got different phases of the eclipse. Greg, it's been really cool, I'm sure, for you going through all these pictures.
I mean, it truly has been, especially because a lot of what I saw looked like this.
Oh. Yeah, we had cloud cover too.
I looked up, I had about 30 seconds, went, yay, click, gone. So that's what we love seeing your photos, because so many of us had this same situation, especially in Nashville itself.
Which we knew that was a possibility. I mean, you were telling us all morning yesterday.
But I still enjoyed it. I told y'all earlier that I drove by Publix and Target, and the employees were outside in the parking lots just looking up everybody.
It's one of those days where for some reason you can take 10 minutes and we're all on the same page. I just want to see something cool. You know, and then there you go, taking a look. Now, as far as what we're dealing with back home right now, we're not going to necessarily have the day we had yesterday with the pomp and circumstance, but definitely a few more showers and a few more thunderstorms that we are going to work through. A little bit of that already on the radar for us right now. I've got a new look at future track that is queuing up as we speak, and we're going to look at that momentarily. But I want to just give you the broad strokes, the big 3 things to know. We are watching your Wednesday. Tomorrow evening into the nighttime hours, a weather maker going to move in. We'll get rain earlier in the day, but a line of storms will track through. 1 or 2 of those could be on the stronger side. We're not calling it a code red day because not everything is settled into stone yet. I'm not really banking on it just yet as far as it being severe weather. But we're watching it very closely, and you should watch that time frame too. Again, Wednesday evening into the first half of the overnight, active until Friday. Our next chance to have a completely sunny day across the board is not until we get to Friday. Taking a look. Very slow moving rain Very slow moving rain. Our southern counties have been stuck with it for 3 hours and it's not really gone anywhere. These little lighter showers, the smaller ones that pop up and then die down, those are the newer story here in the last hour, and a few of them have made their way into Nashville, areas like Clarksville, you get up toward Gallatin, and then I-65. If you get that south of Nashville down towards, say, Brentwood and Franklin, we're seeing the rain pick back up once again as well. We'll keep monitoring the radar for you and look at future track in the next check of your code red forecast.
Still clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-24 near Hickory Hollow Parkway. As you can see, the roads are starting to get a little wet out there. Traffic is slow from both directions here, whether you're coming in from the southeast or from the east side. Here at I-40 at Fessler's, we'll give you drive times in a few.
Well, this morning in Crisis in the Classroom, there is now more controversy involving State Education Commissioner Lizette Reynolds.
Fox 17 News has confirmed that Reynolds signed forms certifying that she had been a state employee for more than 6 months in order to get a college tuition waiver. The issue here is that she had not been on the payroll for that long.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar is joining us live with more on what the commissioner's office calls an administrative error. Hi there, Karen. Hi there. Representative Todd Warner tells me that his Republican counterparts are now asking for Commissioner Lizette Reynolds to step down, saying that she is incompetent to run the education department ahead of the big school voucher vote that is set to take place right here behind me at the state capitol. She's been on the hot seat more than once, including not being able to answer simple questions about her own department to Democrats, claiming that she's not qualified to hold the job under state law. Now, after trying to get a discount of tuition 2 months on the job when you have to be a state employee 6 months to qualify, Representative Todd Warner reacts.
It makes me really sad. I'm really disappointed. I think she's making somewhere around $215,000, $220,000 a year, and to fill out a false document trying to receive more money to take from the taxpayers, it's really sad, and I think she should definitely step down immediately.
The Tennessee Department of Education says it was an administrative error and Commissioner Reynolds covered the cost upon realizing the mistake. This is what we heard from Democrats previously.
It's her signature. Hopefully she read the form if she's going to be a commissioner of education and knew she was lying when she did it. Paying the money back doesn't resolve the issue of the fact that she lied and committed perjury.
Reynolds has not yet responded for comment. I reached out to the Tennessee Department of Education to ask if they plan to take action on Reynolds, and we haven't heard back yet. Reporting live from the state capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Karen, thank you. Crisis in the Classroom is our Fox 17 News commitment to not only exposing problems in our schools, but also finding solutions. That's key. If you're watching and you have a story that you would like us to cover, do us a favor and email us news@fox17.com or call the number that is right here on your screen. It is 615-266-4149.
Tennessee lawmakers have some different opinions on new tax laws for businesses here. We'll take a look at both sides of the debate in minutes. And coming up on Fox 17 News at 7.
But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Tennessee Home Buyers.
7:10 is the time. For years now, Tennessee businesses have paid what is called a franchise tax. It's a tax that is based on everything a business actually has possession of. That includes the land that the business sits on, the building, and everything inside of it. Tennessee businesses pay 0.25% of the total worth of all of that. But the Tennessee House has now voted to change that. They want to remove the property from that equation. It will save some businesses a lot of money. Those who are for this say it will ease the burden on those businesses so they can stay in business, maybe hire more people. However, those against it call it a major tax cut.
The comments on this floor, I hope the businesses in this state and throughout the country are listening, because there is a stark difference in the way we're referring to businesses, because these are partners, these are individuals, these are small businesses and large alike.
Let me be clear. Democrats are for tax reduction. Mr. Speaker, I feel like I'm being impugned now. I don't want to. Now, look, I'm not going to laugh at any of the ridiculousness that you have said today. because you said a lot of ridiculousness while you've been up there.
I'm sure when you woke up this morning, you didn't think you would hear the word ridiculousness coming from the Tennessee House floor, but there it is. This did pass the House, and it's already passed the Senate, and now we'll move on to the governor's desk. Well, happening now, it is Library Week across the country, and Tennessee's public library is inviting you to celebrate with them by reading your favorite books this week. Also, the Green Hills Library branch will be holding its spring book sale starting today and running through the 14th. Now, the branch is located over at 3701 Benham Drive, or Benham Avenue, excuse me, and the sale will offer books for children as well as having CDs and DVDs. The hours of the sale are starting today from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. The sale ends on Sunday with a $5 bag sale. Everything they can get in the bag for $5. That goes from 2 until 4. All proceeds will be benefiting the Green Hills branch of the Nashville Public Library for all of their programs and services.
Coming up in your Code Red forecast, 3 big parts to it. More showers and storms for multiple days. Up to 3 inches worth of rain, but we're doing all this to work for the weekend when things get better. We'll time it all out for you.
And here comes the rain on I-40 at Fessler's Lane, just east of town. We're going to tell you what kind of an effect this is having on your drive times. Plus, country music star Morgan Wallen and the
to see what your car's worth. We make it easy. Get in, get out, and get paid at a fair price. Nice. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Welcome back. 7:15 is the time, and country music star Morgan Wallen, we have told you about this, is facing 3 felony charges after Metro Police say he threw a chair from a rooftop bar. It happened Sunday night.
All right, so this morning we're hearing from some fellow musicians who work downtown. Let's send it out to Fox 17 News reporter Peyton Muse, joining us live in the heart of downtown Nashville.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. So before we kind of get into the nuts and bolts of what happened, I'm going to step out of the frame and I want to read something to you that Chiefs put up on their bar here. It says, "Our pigs fly, our chairs don't." So taking light of the situation that happened here. Now, Metro Police say 2 officers were standing right near Chiefs on Broadway when a chair went over the side, landing just 3 feet away from police. Now, arrest records show bar staffers told those officers country star Morgan Wallen threw the chair. Police say the officers looked over security footage and the video backs up their story. Witnesses say Wallen was laughing after.
I think it's pretty typical of Nashville Broadway. As an artist, I think it's kind of insane to kind of do what he did, especially when he's already been arrested once. You get pretty famous real quick or whatever, you know, you're still a human, you know, and you got to react right, you know.
And Wallen faces 3 counts of reckless endangerment and a disorderly conduct charge. And Wallen's attorney sent a statement saying that he is cooperating fully with authorities, and his court date is set for May 3rd, and that's the same night as his concert, one of the nights of his concerts that's going to be here in Nashville. Reporting live on Broadway, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Country music star John Rich taking to social media with his reaction to all this, saying in part he too remembers doing what he says were some destructive, crazy things earlier in his career. Rich went on to say that he hopes Morgan Wallen has some people around him who can step in and help the young star, quote, find a new approach to life. He went on to say, you know, it can take a lifetime to build up something like this and just a second to destroy it all. He says he's rooting for Morgan Wallen to turn things around.
Okay, if you want to catch up on our previous coverage and all the reaction and video from Wallen's recent arrest, you can do so by heading to fox17.com and searching Morgan Wallen.
It's 7:17 right now, and we just want to say a big thank you to all of you who have sent in your great shots of your eclipse viewing parties. Now, I'm getting a chuckle at these sweet little dogs with their, and there's a cat with their solar eclipse goggles on. You might notice
a chicken. Oh, stop.
The best. The best. You might notice the little Sonic logo. There were Sonic stores all around the Mid-State giving out free
slushies?
Glasses yesterday.
Oh, glasses.
How cute. All right, let's send it to Greg and talk more about all things eclipse and weather.
A chicken.
I mean, we said you don't have to have the glasses on the animals, but if you have an animal and you have the glasses, you're very tempted to do so. I took a picture of Obi wearing her glasses yesterday. She was inside. She did not like it. Taking a look now, top of the radar. North of I-40, a few pop-up showers are still out there, but the rainfall is really starting to get much more consistent and steady. I want to stress again, mainly south of I-40, and that we do watch for lightning here. And there have been a few little rumbles, and you're going to get those this morning, but we're not worried about severe weather or any widespread thunderstorms to start the day. The best chance for a few more scattered storms will be late this afternoon toward the evening. This has been the one spot that has just not gotten out of this band of yellow and orange, meaning that moderate rainfall that has not turned off here over the last couple of hours. Hohenwald, Mount Pleasant, getting down toward Lawrenceburg, Waynesboro. If this decides it wants to move at all, and it will slowly chug along to the north and to the east. About 20 minutes to a half hour, we go from very light rainfall in the Columbia area and also Centerville, and it will pick up just a little bit in terms of intensity. No thunderstorms in that area, though, and taking a look, a few light rain showers down to the southwest of Ashland City and also Pleasant View. Springfield getting a nice little douse of some rain right now, but again, no lightning indicated with any of these. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, 65 degrees today, 73 tomorrow, 67 on Thursday and Friday. Nighttime temperatures staying pretty nice for us here. Right side of your screen, our current temps are hovering right near 60 before that high of 65 later.
Still clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you to Vietnam Veterans Boulevard there near Gallatin Road. That's in Sumner County. Things are rolling along out there, but the streets are wet, and it is going to cause some holdups there for you as everybody has moved into the yellow zone as far as that traffic drive time. Here we are from Clarksville into town at 73 minutes. Murfreesboro at 1 hour and 15 minutes right now. Hendersonville, 44 minutes on that drive from Vietnam Veterans to I-65 all the way into town.
A missing teenager has been found safe. We're going to have an update from the Williamson County Sheriff's Office after the break.
We try to prevent those wrecking balls from tearing into this building.
The latest on the efforts to save Monell's at the Manson,
as well as getting the best warranty in the industry. How could you go wrong? Give us a call or stop by today.
Call 615-551-9293.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Coming up on 7:23, developing news now as Metro Police are continuing to work to try and find the driver who they say hit a woman and then left the scene. This happened just yesterday.
Yeah, we understand she is in critical condition. We've got a map here for you to show you where it happened. This is McCall Street near Vaden Drive, right around 5:30 yesterday morning. So right before rush hour would have picked up. This is south of Nashville, just off I-24.
Police say that Terry Rasmussen was walking along McCall Street when she was hit by a car that officers believe was a 2014 to 2017 Toyota Corolla. They say that car will have some damage to the front passenger side. And one more key thing is missing the front fender liner of the car.
And as I mentioned, she is in critical condition, Miss Rasmussen is. So if you have any information, you can call Crime Stoppers, or if you have urgent information about the person you think might have done this, you could always call 911. We have an update this morning now after the Williamson County Sheriff's Office issued an Amber Alert. This morning, they confirm 15-year-old Akilah Walton has now been found safe.
They want to thank everyone who got the word out. But again, the missing teen found safe and sound. Thankful to hear that kind of news.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, also supporters of Sebastian Rogers, they are still waiting for news of their own. He and his family say they have not given up hope. His father, rather, and his family says they have not given up hope just yet in their ongoing search efforts. To volunteer, you can go to our website and click on this story to sign up out there and to see all the previous reporting on the Sebastian Rogers case. You're asked to go to fox17.com and search the name Sebastian.
7:25, sneak peeking ahead of the weekend. All we've been talking about is rain. rain and more rain. That is going to be today. We're going to get a good deal of it this morning, and honestly, most of the afternoon there'll be rain somewhere on the radar. Umbrella for sure for anything you have to do outside, whether it's even just getting to the car and getting back inside. 65, touch cooler than yesterday, a little bit cloudier as well. 7:16, your sunset. Let's take a look ahead, though. Maybe the golf game is part of your thing. We've been talking about how we're gearing up for Masters weekend. You're not going to be a master on the golf course today. Don't even do it. Don't make the tee time, cancel it if you've got it, because we're not going to see a good window of opportunity. Now, you'll have times where it's not raining, but not enough to get an entire game of golf. Temperature's going to be in the 60s for all of us later on today. And then finally, we get rid of the rain. Make your tee times for the weekend, folks. Take a look. 77 degrees for your Saturday, 79 on Sunday. Morning temperatures are going to be in the 40s and 50s. And if you have yard work, maybe you didn't mow the lawn this past weekend, and you're going to look outside to a jungle worth of grass by Friday, because we have 2-3 more inches worth of rain coming our way before then. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are all great days for the yard work, the lawn mowing, the car wash, getting things back and tidied back up here after more days worth of rain. We don't have a dry day until Friday.
Still clear traffic out there for you this morning at 7:26. Quick look here at I-24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway as you make that drive in from the Antioch area. As you can see, traffic is a little stacked up as you make that drive in. That is because of the rain and of course, just because of congestion. A lot of people getting out there on the roads this morning. Here's I-40 at Fessler's east of downtown. Keep those headlights on this morning, not so you can see the road. The sun is up so you can see, but so other drivers can see you, especially in some of that rain that we're seeing across parts of Nashville and beyond.
It's embarrassing, it's offensive, and it's disrespectful to public schools across the state of Tennessee.
Well, that is one perspective as we talk more about the woman you see here on your screen, Tennessee's Education Commissioner. She is under the microscope. We'll tell you what's happening next after Lizette Reynolds admitted to receiving a college tuition waiver in Tennessee for which she did not qualify.
Thank you for waking up with us right here on Fox 17 News this morning. We're your only local news source with your traffic and weather updates from 4 a.m. until 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. You can see the updates scrolling along at the side and bottom of your screen. You should take a live.
Food fanatics. Endless Epicurean adventures lead to full bellies and hearts. Plan your trip at charlottesgotalot.com.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
A Republican lawmaker joins the call for Commissioner Lizette Reynolds to step down. Coming up, I'll have all those details.
And umbrellas and windshield wipers. Those are the two things this morning. Rain moving into the Nashville area. Now much of Middle Tennessee stuck under light to moderate rain. We'll look at the radar and see how long we'll get to put up with this for the rest of today.
Steer clear traffic out there on I-40 near Fessler's Lane. Watch out there as they are dealing with perhaps a brand new crash. What are we seeing in the middle of the road there?
Uh-oh.
Something may have just developed here a few seconds ago. We're going to take a deeper look here as you head in and out of town coming up in the next few.
That doesn't look good. All right, we'll dive in.
Yeah, thank you so much for waking up with us here on a busy Tuesday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We'll get into that breaking traffic news here in just a moment. But first, I want to get you updated on a story that has made big headlines right here in the mid-state.
Yeah, so we're getting new information this morning regarding a high-profile case in Robertson County.
We have a grand jury that has now indicted a man on dozens of weapons charges and the sexual exploitation of a minor. That man is the one you see right behind us, Joseph Benton. This same man who has been questioned but never connected to a 20-year-old cold case involving the disappearance of Jennifer and Adriana Wicks.
You may remember we reported authorities last week raided Benton's home in Owens Chapel. Well, as a result, Smoky Barn News is now reporting that the 67-year-old is facing more than 40 charges involving weapons, and police say he also had material that showed a minor engaging in explicit activity.
Documents show that material was a 20-year-old photo of a family member. Now, Benton is a convicted felon. His bond right now set at more than $2 million.
Now to crisis in the classroom. Fox 17 News digging into accusations that one Tennessee's education commissioner has some lawmakers saying that she does not live in this area and doesn't meet requirements to hold the job. That's what we told you in the past.
Right. Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live now with the newest information.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. For the first time, a Republican is openly asking Education Commissioner Lizette Reynolds to resign. Representative Todd Warner tells me that he's had conversations with his Republican colleagues right here behind me at the state capitol and also over text, where they say they also want her to step down. She's been on the hot seat more than once, including not being able to answer simple questions about her own department to Democrats, claiming she's not qualified to hold a job under state law. Now she's under fire for trying to get a discount of tuition 2 months on the job when you have to be a state employee 6 months to qualify. Representative Todd Warner tells me why he wants her to resign.
I've had numerous calls from teachers, from past school administrators, from current school administrators saying that she needs to resign. There's been question all along whether Ms. Reynolds is qualified or not. I'm not questioning that right now, but I am questioning what we just found out, what was broke last week about the tuition. So there's a lot of concerns there.
The Tennessee Department of Education says it was an administrative error and Commissioner Reynolds covered the cost upon realizing the mistake. This is what we heard previously from Democrats.
And what signal does this send that the governor is willing to hire somebody who's completely unqualified, who would misrepresent something on a state application and seek a tuition waiver from a state university just to get on the job training? This is all completely humiliating.
Reynolds has not responded for comment yet. I reached out to the Tennessee Department of Education to react to the calls of Republicans to ask her to step down and also if they plan to take action on Reynolds. We haven't heard back yet. Reporting live from the state capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
7:34 our time. Karen has the umbrella, and we have got to make sure we're being very patient today because it's going to be one of those days where quite a bit of rain comes down in waves for us. There is a band going basically from the Kentucky state line down to the Alabama state line, straight down I-65, where almost the entire area is blanketed with some rain coming down. You take a look at Nashville itself, tiny little pocket right over downtown. Where is some of the more substantial rainfall? You look for the hotter colors in the radar, the yellows and the oranges, and we've been mentioning here that these areas have not let up when it comes down to that more substantial rainfall. Not any lightning coming down right now, no thunder with that, but taking a look here at some rain that will continue to attempt to pull to the north and east. It's a slow moving weather maker this morning. Just have that in mind. Once the rain starts, it may not end for a decent amount of time over the next couple of hours. Taking a look here, Ashland City, Pleasant View, Springfield. Radar looks almost identical to 15 minutes ago. So we're going to spend time still tracking what is out there. Just know that when the rain gets over you, it'll last a good 15-20 minutes at least, even in those little pockets. 3 things to know: more showers and storms. Go figure. We just saw them. They're out there on and off throughout the day, and then tomorrow and also Thursday. I'm watching your Wednesday very carefully. After dinner time, into the first half of the overnight, the chance we could see a strong storm or two cannot be ruled out. We're not calling it a code red day yet. We're calling it a day to watch and that time frame to watch. Late in the day on your Wednesday, finally looking a little bit better by Friday. Working our way back to some sunshine. We've got to get through 1 to 3 inches of rain between now and then. We'll look at future track, time out the best chances for rain later in the day today, and then also focus a little bit more on that Wednesday time frame I just mentioned, when we could have the most consistent rainfall and heaviest of our storms of the week.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning at 7:36. Here's a look at I-40 at Elm Hill Pike. All right, everyone. As we were coming on and beginning our 7:30 half hour, we were showing you something that was blocking the road. Turns out it's a disabled vehicle happening here on I-40 as you are leaving town. So you're coming out of Nashville, headed towards the airport, towards Donaldson, towards Hermitage. That is where this holdup is. You can see it's right here on the shoulder here. And let me correct myself. This is not a shoulder. This is a lane of traffic that's kind of turned into a shoulder now because of this disabled vehicle. I'm sure authorities are trying to get there to get this out of the way, because if they don't, it's going to be a major backup that could go all the way into downtown if they aren't careful. So here it is from another angle. This is I-40 again, as you are leaving, going towards the airport, that is a disabled vehicle that just cannot move anymore all the way in what would normally be the fast lane of traffic. So that's also frustrating. The best way to steer clear is Elm Hill Pike itself or Lebanon Pike. We'll continue to watch it.
Justin, thank you. 7:37 happening today. Former Coffee County Mayor Judd Matheny will be laid to rest. He was found dead at his Tullahoma home April 2nd. He was in a car in his driveway. Tullahoma police and the TBI are investigating his death. Visitation, by the way, being held today from 2 to 6 at Kilgore Funeral Home. Memorial service will follow immediately afterwards.
Finally, facing the music, one man is
available in 3 varieties. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
This Fox 17 newscast is sponsored by the Higgins Firm.
At 7:40, we do want to bring you up to speed on breaking news this Tuesday morning. This time it does involve Norfolk Southern. They're going to pay $600 million because of a class action lawsuit settlement related to last year's train derailment over in eastern Ohio. Well, the company says the agreement will resolve all class action claims within a 20-mile radius from the derailment. We're showing you some video from last year. Also, it's going to cover personal injury claims within a 10-mile radius too. Norfolk Southern has already spent more than $1.1 billion on their response to this derailment. The railroad also promised to create a fund to help pay for the long-term health needs of this community. But as of right now, that is yet to happen.
All right, something new to report this morning as a man is now facing charges nearly 1 year after Metro Police say he punched a woman in the face at a bar, knocking the woman out. This happened downtown Nashville.
It did. Police say Carlton Golden groped the woman several times at Jason Aldean's Kitchen and Rooftop Bar on Broadway last April. They say Golden later physically lifted the woman away from the bar, punched her in the face, knocking her unconscious. Golden taken into custody just yesterday. He's facing several charges.
Let's get into steer clear traffic out there this morning. Let's go to I-40 at Elm Hill Pike. We were just dealing with a disabled vehicle here, and we still are. They were able to move some of those vehicles from one side of the road to the other. Looks like we still have a semi-truck. If you look right to the right-hand side of your screen, right underneath the pillar there, you can see the flashing light of that 18-wheeler right there. That is blocking a full lane, and that's causing some drive time problems coming in from the east side. Maybe they can get it moving. Is it moving again? Looks like they just got it going again, so that's good news. Let's show you the latest drive times here. Clarksville into downtown in 73 minutes. Murfreesboro about an hour and 16 minutes. Franklin to downtown just under an hour. That's a long time compared to what Franklin normally is. Normally, they don't get worse, so about 40, 45 minutes. So to see them at 55, again, that is the rain slowing things up.
All right, and is it going to rain where you are? If it's not yet, we will get an update from Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobus in just a couple of minutes.
Where did downtown go? Plus, the owner of a popular southern restaurant, Monell's at the Manor, is now fighting back against the landowners as they're trying to get the mansion to be
years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Welcome back. 7:45 is the time. There is exactly 3 weeks left for Monell's at the Manor to find a way to save their historic building from getting demolished.
Yeah, the owner of the restaurant tells us he may have found a workaround. And for the latest on what that is, Fox 17 News reporter Kelly Avellino joining us live here in studio. Kelly, what could save the landmark?
Well, Erica and Jen, the Tennessee Historical Commission has confirmed that the mansion, built back in the 1800s, does meet the criteria to be listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Now, that might be enough to persuade the Nashville Airport Authority from going through with tearing it down. We know that city and state leaders right now are looking into possible ramifications if that iconic mansion is demolished. Metro Council passing a resolution last month in support of preserving the manor. But the Nashville Airport Authority, which owns the building, wants it torn down, saying it's old and just does not comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act. Right now, the owner of the restaurant inside Monell's at the Manor has to move out by April 30th, just 3 weeks from now. So Michael King has offered, we can tell you, to pay for renovations and even to relocate the entire building. He tells us a historic register listing might be enough to save the manor and Monell's, but he says it's really not a given.
I think there's concern amongst the ranks that the airport would start doing this demolition in the middle of the night, tear it down from the back forward. And so we're really, really concerned because we know that when we leave on the 30th, there's no protection to that building unless we chain ourselves to the column.
Now, a building listed on the National Register of Historic Places can still be torn down, but it would potentially make it a bit tougher for the Airport Authority to go ahead and go through with it. We did contact the Airport Authority yesterday and have not heard back. Now, a petition to save Monell's at the Manor now has 4,300 signatures. We'll keep you updated. Erica and Jen?
Kelly, thank you. And previous coverage can be found by going to fox17.com.
Hey, sharing more of your great eclipse shots that you captured right here in Middle Tennessee. Thanks so much to Jared Ambrose for this pretty crescent shot. As you can see, that eclipse not quite halfway done. Just really, really great shot there. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Take a look at this one. It's an amazing close-up shot of the eclipse that was sent to us by Jeremy Church. This almost doesn't look real.
Yeah, keep that up for a second.
Well,
I can tell you exactly what that is.
Are those flares?
Bailey's beads.
Bailey's beads?
Bailey's beads.
Yes. What it is little rays of the sun right as the eclipse is starting go over the mountains and go on the valleys that are on the actual circumference of the moon, because it's not flat, because there are hills and there are valleys too, and those red rays go through those little hills and valleys.
Greg, you are so smart.
Yeah, these are really cool. There were a few shots yesterday where you could see them and people were freaking out in totality.
And one more time.
Because it almost
Bailey's
looks like a solar
beads.
flare.
Bailey's beads, yeah. Really, really cool.
Greg is thriving in his eclipse era.
I'm telling you, I was a space nerd to the extreme when I was a kid. I wanted to be an astronaut, and then I went, I also don't like heights. So we had to kind of cancel that and keep it at ground level and just look back up. Taking a look here. More showers, more storms later today. We've already got them on the radar. They're already with us, and they're going to stay with us for most of this morning. Watching Wednesday, big time. Tomorrow evening into the overnight, the chance for some storms to move in. This is a day to watch, not a code red day right now, but if things start trending in a direction where they've been going throughout this morning, we may end up having to be code red for the second half of your Wednesday. Today, no severe weather. 60 degrees temperature right now, on our way to 65. You don't gain a lot of ground, and boy, yeah, we're seeing a lot of rain coming down very steadily here across most of Middle Tennessee now. If you're out toward the plateau and you're in portions of southern Kentucky, you've missed the boat for most of the morning, but you're going to pick up this rain from the south in the next little bit. Zooming into Nashville, yeah, all of our sky eye cameras right now, kind of even hard to pick out the horizon right now, and just a very couple tiny but there, moderate rainfall showers for us here this morning. No lightning from any of this coming down right now, which is good. There have been a few little rumbles on and off throughout the morning, but nothing consistent or steady. And you'll get one or two more of those this morning. But best chance for thunder will be this afternoon toward the evening. We're going to be in the middle 60s, as I mentioned, and we're going to continue with these 60s and low 70s until we get to the weekend. Big warm up coming up then, so we'll talk all good things into the weekend in the next check of your forecast.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-40 at Elm Hill Pike. This is just east of downtown Nashville. We are dealing with a bit of a slowdown here because of a disabled vehicle over on the shoulder of the road. Look at all that rain. Headlights are on and travel conditions are slow. Just know, getting out the door, go ahead and give yourself an extra 15 to 20 minutes. If you're leaving thinking this is going to be a normal drive time day, it is not. It is going to be a rain-covered day, and it's going to slow things down from all measure. Here we are, I-65 at Armory Drive from the south side. You can see where TDOT has arrived to help out a vehicle, a couple of them on the shoulder of the road there in that area. You take Franklin Pike, it's a good way to steer clear. If you don't want to deal with the interstates at all, you don't have to. Just know the secondaries are going to have their own issues, along with a lot of red lights and things like school zones and all of that going on. But Franklin Pike is a good way to steer clear here. Elm Hill Pike itself and Lebanon Pike, a good way to steer clear here.
Hey, go ahead and check this out. Good news for small music venues across Middle Tennessee. A bill creating a fund to help them survive and thrive is now moving forward over in our state legislature. The money is designed to help venues like Nashville's Bluebird Cafe, so popular. It's a place where artists and songwriters come together. They sing their songs, trying to make it in the music business. But the times are changing and rent prices have become too high. And the independent venue was recently closed for weeks, all because of a leaky roof.
To make sure that they know the state is behind them, that there is a fund created if they need upgrades, et cetera, to attract more folks to these small venues.
We did this in Nashville during COVID, and it actually saved a lot of venues and did a really good job. And so it kind of proved this concept out, and think we could do this, expand it statewide.
The bill calls for a $6 million fund to be overseen by the Tennessee Film, Entertainment, and Music Commission. And once it's drafted, we do understand that it would then come back to the legislature ultimately for final approval.
Hey, here's a hot topic of discussion right now over on our Fox Nashville Facebook page. Should minors in Tennessee need parental consent to have or use social media accounts? This is currently up for debate in our State House and Senate. We're looking at some of your feedback right now. We had Brett Walters right here who sounded off on our Facebook page saying, I believe some adults need consent to use social media. Ollie Parham said, parents should be able to do this without mandatory laws. Schools do it and try to protect the children on their time, so let the parents step up and be parents. BJ Thompson here says, I don't need government controlling it. I got this. I can control what my child does when it comes to social media. Jennifer Hooper says yes. Julie Rife says under 18, yes. So hot takes right now over on our Fox Nashville Facebook page. Head on over there and sound off.
Looking ahead, video from country star Morgan Wallen's arrest early Sunday, I should say, the charges he's facing and his previous run-ins with the law.
Thanks so much for waking up with us here on Fox.
Everything from arthritis to autism. Make an appointment today at the Kellum Stem Cell Institute. It might be the call that changes your life.
Welcome back. We are still talking about that eclipse that was yesterday. We're taking a look at the photos and the videos that y'all have sent into our Fox 17 newsroom. I mean, this photo coming to us from Ryan Lambie. Look at this. So beautiful and mysterious.
Yeah, it's kind of cool the way he captured it even behind the clouds. It was cloudy where we were yesterday. Erica, you said you got a pretty good view of it.
I was in Green Hills.
Yeah, Greg, you were a little cloudy in
I
Nashville.
went, woo! Oh. Literally.
Momentarily.
It was about that long. I saw it and then it was gone. But
yeah,
so many. It really was so dependent upon where we were. You said that you saw a total eclipse because you took a nap.
Oh yeah, it was nice and dark where I was.
you had the best
Inside
view.
of my eyelids were the best.
You had the best view. But yeah, this historic North American solar eclipse, you know, it's come and gone. We still want to see more of your photos though, because we don't get another one in the U.S. for a long time.
Yeah, the next solar eclipse in totality is
2044.
Okay.
The next one in general across the U.S. is quite a ways away from now, in the 2030s.
Okay.
So this is not going to happen that often again.
Can we go ahead and mark our calendars? What are we talking about?
I promise you someone will talk about it when it gets closer, because everyone like me will be like 4 years out. It's coming, it's coming. But all these great photos here, and there are a couple that I did find that I really do want to try to work in next hour, of astronauts on the International Space Station.
Oh, cool.
Took pictures and sent them into NASA, and you can see a giant black circle on the Earth when it's moving.
The shadow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really cool.
All right, we'll wait for that. In our 8 o'clock hour, right?
Yes, come up within the next 15, 20 minutes. Taking a look right now. This is another awesome shot. I don't know how you even saw the eclipse with these clouds, and then you got a bird with it. So you're just like 2 for 2, or doubling down. Thank you, Patrick, for this, and courtesy of Jim Elliott. But this is going to be one of those times where we're going to keep seeing these photos come in. You're going to get such different views, because sometimes we're using solar filter lenses. Sometimes we're not even using lenses, as we should have been doing, but they're all going to look a little bit different. Future track, rain has taken over, so where does it go? Pretty much nowhere for the next couple of hours. Scattered rain showers will eventually move north into more so southern Kentucky by early afternoon, with just a few lighter bands that settle in through middle Tennessee, and then a few showers and storms for the evening. Here at 6 p.m., we could be rocking with some thunder and lightning, but I'm not worried about any severe weather today. The time that I could be worried about a few stronger thunderstorms rolling into your Wednesday, not the first half of the day. Morning hours were okay. noon, we're okay. But we get late in the afternoon toward the overnight, and we could see a line of what could be stronger storms. We're watching it carefully. Every model run on Future Track has looked a little bit different. Just know that our eyes are on it for you.
All right, everyone, let's get to your steer clear traffic. Bradley Parkway at I-65. That's on the north side in the Madison area. We are dealing with a crash up there on the shoulder. Authorities said not arrived yet, but it is something that you're going to have to be aware of coming down from Madison. This is not the only crash. We're also dealing with another one here. This is on the south side, 65 at Armory Drive. The rain is causing big problems no matter which direction you're coming from. I'll have complete details coming up in our 8 o'clock hour.
Head on over to your local library. We're talking about a live look about what's happening there with the staff and who's working there. It's National Library Workers Day. The holiday takes place Tuesday, today, and it's going to happen throughout the rest of the week. So library workers are certainly the masters of research and creativity.
They can help you find the right resources, maybe for your school paper, or polish up your resume. Library staff also known to find fun ways to encourage reading among children, of course. So good time to thank your local librarians. If you're interested, there is a library book sale that starts today at 10 a.m. at the Green Hills Library. A lot to see and experience there. Hey, it's 8 o'clock on the dot. That means our new hour of your live local news starts now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
She should resign immediately, or the governor should fire her immediately.
This Tuesday morning, there is more controversy involving State Education Commissioner Lizette Reynolds. Coming up, our Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar going to have some more updates on what the commissioner's office calls an administrative error.
Waking up, plenty of rain and definitely cloud cover for everyone. That's only going to get more expansive throughout the morning. We're going to track who sees it next.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-65 at Armory Drive. We're going to get a complete look at the entire area coming up in a few.
Thanks so much for starting your Tuesday with us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm Erica Glover. Fox 17 News, your only local news source from 7 to 9.
The family of Alan Beecham and our victims, I am praying for you and with you.
We're beginning right now with an update this Tuesday morning on the man arrested for the Easter Sunday shooting at Roasted Bistro over in Salem Town. Metro Police say 46-year-old Anton Rucker is now back in Nashville. Officers bringing him back after his arrest last week over in Kentucky.
So Mr. Rucker is accused of killing one man, hurting 6 others in that Easter Day shooting. He has a long rap sheet and is currently being held without bond. Operation Crime and Justice. Now we go to Clarksville, where the police department there is investigating a deadly shooting from overnight on the 600 block of Martin Street. We have learned this morning 2 people have died now. We are still working to find out more about the 2 people who died and any information about the suspected shooter. If you have any information about what happened, please call Clarksville Police.
And good reminder right now, if you want Fox 17 News to investigate a story happening in your community, go ahead and send us your tips. We'll keep your confirmation or information confidential and work with you as we continue to tackle issues in our communities. Go ahead and also follow us on all of our Fox 17 News social media platforms.
All right, 8:02 right now, and Greg is joining us to talk more about the eclipse, all the incredible photos that you've been sending in and your videos as well. It's really been a joy to get your different perspectives because, Greg, as the weather moved in yesterday, like you predicted, different people were able to get different views.
Exactly. The photos behind us here, those are from Franklin. So really good perspective there. But then over in Green Hills, it just depends on the time of the day.
And then in Nashville, it was just cloudy for most of the time. But we still want to see more of your photos as well. And you've sent them a lot of things that we said you didn't need to actually do to be protected from the rays of the sun, which is give your dogs glasses. But I mean, if you've got a dog and you've got glasses, the odds are good you probably put the glasses on the dog at some point.
Or
did not understand the assignment.
Oh.
Still cute. Did not understand the assignment.
Those are some big glasses.
She's a little dog.
That's true. Okay.
Those are the same glasses we had here in studio yesterday. But if you have any even cute photos like that, just as the family just enjoying it, doesn't even need to necessarily be just of the moon. Just if you enjoyed the day, we want to see that kind of stuff too. You can go to fox17.com and go to chime in as well.
Also on our Fox 17 Facebook page, the chicken
that has the solar eclipse glasses on.
That one probably wins as far as animals wearing glasses. You should go check it out. The gallery is really cool. Taking a look at our Doppler radar, 8:03. Taking a look, we have a lot of rain that has just not budged in our southern counties, and that is where we continue to see the oranges and the yellows, and we do get an occasional boom of thunder here. There's just enough anxiousness in the atmosphere to give us 1 or 2 lightning strikes here, but for the most part, especially in the Nashville area, it is just the consistent, steady light rain that then kind of limits your visibility a touch and slows us all down trying to get out the door. So keep that in mind. The heavier rainfall, though, continues to pond in areas like Lawrenceburg, Waynesboro, and going out toward Lewisburg and Fayetteville. This will start to slowly creep to the north late morning into early afternoon, but for the time being, it's kind of stuck where it's at. So if you're getting the rain, it has not been moving in the last 25 minutes. Taking a look at a high of 65 degrees. Temperature this morning, right side of your screen, has been hovering near 60, and it will stay there for you all the way through 90, even during commercial breaks.
Stay clear traffic this morning at 8:04. I want to do something I don't do very often, and that is take a look at the overall map here of Nashville, because there's so many slowdowns. It's hard to focus on just one spot. So by giving you this view, you know where you live, right? Can you point where you live, your neighborhood on the map? If you can, and I know we're cutting off the north side here a little bit, but you can see it's slow coming in from Mount Juliet, slow coming in from Antioch, slow coming in from Bellevue, and yes, a little faster, but still slow coming in from Franklin, and there are plenty of crashes to go along with some of these slowdowns out here, all that red and yellow on the road. Here is one of them that's clearing up right now, 65 at Armory Drive. As you make that drive in from the south side, good news, Metro Police got on the scene, TDOT there. That accident is clear, so great news there. Not clear here on the north side. This is Briley at 65 coming in through the Madison area. We'll give you an update on this crash coming up in a few.
This morning in Crisis in the Classroom, there is now more controversy involving State Education Commissioner Lizette Reynolds.
Fox 17 News has confirmed that Ms. Reynolds signed some forms certifying she had been a state employee for more than 6 months in order to get a college tuition waiver. Well, it turns out she had not been on the payroll that long when she signed off on those forms.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar is joining us live on more on what the commissioner's office is calling an administrative error. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning. Representative Todd Warner tells me that a group of Republican lawmakers are asking for Education Commissioner Lizette Reynolds to step down. He says they'd like her to do this ahead of the big school voucher vote that is set to take place behind me right here of the state capitol. She's been on the hot seat more than once, including not being able to answer simple questions about her own department to Democrats, claiming she's not qualified to hold the job under state law. Now, after trying to get a discount of tuition 2 months on the job when you have to be a state employee 6 months to qualify, Representative Todd Warner reacts.
Makes me really sad. I'm really disappointed. I think she's making somewhere around $215,000, $220,000 a year, and to fill out a false document trying to receive more money to take from the taxpayers, it's really sad, and I think she should definitely step down immediately.
Department of Education says it was an administrative error and Commissioner Reynolds covered the cost on realizing her mistake. This is what we previously heard from Democrats.
It's her signature. Hopefully she read the form if she's going to be a commissioner of education and knew she was lying when she did it. Paying the money back doesn't resolve the issue of the fact that she lied and committed perjury.
Reynolds has not responded to us for comment yet. I reached out to Tennessee Department of Education to ask if they plan to take action, and I have not heard back yet. Reporting live from the state capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Crisis in the Classroom is our Fox 17 News commitment to not only exposing problems in our schools, but also finding solutions. If you have a story that you would like us to cover, send us a new email to news@fox17.com or call our tip line. That number is on your screen. It is 615-266-4149.
Tennessee lawmakers have a very different view on a brand new set of tax laws for some Tennessee businesses. We're going to hear both sides of the argument coming up in a few.
And we're still talking about the eclipse excitement. Taking a closer look at the photos that all of you have sent to our Fox 17.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Southeast Financial Credit Union.
8:10 is the time. For several years now, Tennessee businesses have paid something called the franchise tax. It's a tax based on everything that the business actually has possession of. That includes the land, the building, everything inside of said building. Tennessee businesses pay 0.25% of the total worth of all of those things in a franchise tax. But Tennessee House lawmakers are voting to change all of that. They say they want to eliminate the property portion of that. They say it will help ease the burden on some Tennessee businesses and maybe provide more money to hire more people. Some on the other side say this is nothing more than a tax cut for big corporations. Here, both sides argue about the point they're trying to make.
Those same hardworking Tennesseans, and I've been one of those in my lifetime, can't work hard if there's no business to hire them, if there's no wage out there where you can make a living wage. The average wage in this state is $19 an hour for a reason. We are a great place for folks to grow a business and place a business. We have businesses moving from all over the country and all over the world, quite frankly, to Tennessee because of our low tax structure. Now, look, we're not talking about eliminating every part of the tax here. We're talking about eliminating the property component of this and making them go ahead and pay on their actual net worth, on the actual value of their company.
Go back to your districts, and when they say, why is our rural hospital closing, say, oh, you know what we did? We gave a corporate tax break. When you go back to your districts and they say, why are our schools underfunded? We don't have books in our schools. Go back and say, we gave a corporate tax break. If this is what you want to run on, I'm happy to come to your district and let them know who you are and what is happening in this body.
This has already passed the Tennessee Senate, by the way, and will now go to the governor's desk. What's happening right now, it is National Library Week. Nashville's public library is inviting you to help them celebrate by reading your favorite books this particular week. Also, the Green Hills Library branch will be holding their spring book sales happening today through the 14th. Now, the book sale is going to be happening at their branch located at 3701 Benham Avenue. It will offer books for children as well as adults. Remember CDs and DVDs? They've got those too. The hours for the book sale is from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. Then the sale will conclude coming up on Sunday with a grab bag $5 sale that they're going to be having. All the proceeds will go towards the branch library community programs and services.
I love it. Dust off the Walkman and get some double A's going here. Get those CDs. Taking a look here, Doppler radar. Still seeing a lot of rain on the radar. Justin's got it on his cameras. We're going to kind of...
We've been breathing this. Lots of people don't realize that mold feeds off moisture in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
Welcome back. 8:15 is the time. Country music star Morgan Wallen is facing 3 felony charges after Metro Police say that he threw a chair from a rooftop bar. It happened Sunday night.
Yeah, so this morning we're hearing from fellow musicians who work downtown.
Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse is joining us out there on Lower Broadway, right outside of the bar where this happened. And Peyton, they have something interesting right behind you there written on the sign.
That's right, Jen and Erica. So I'm going to step out of the frame so I can read it to you. So Chiefs put up a sign. I'm assuming last night, we're not exactly too sure when, but actually one of the workers, the city workers out here came up and told me, hey, take a look at this sign. Chiefs just put this up. It says, our pigs fly, our chairs don't, somewhat of making light of the situation after Metro Police say 2 officers were standing right near Chiefs on Broadway when a chair went over the side from the roof, landing just 3 feet away from police. Now, arrest records show bar staffers told those officers country music star Morgan Wallen threw the chair. Police say officers looked over the security footage and the video backs up their story. Witnesses say Wallen was laughing after the fact.
I think it's pretty typical of Nashville Broadway. As an artist, I think it's kind of insane to kind of do what he did, especially when he's already been arrested once. You get pretty famous real quick or whatever, you know, you're still a human, you know, and you got to react right, you know.
Wallen faces 3 counts of reckless endangerment and a disorderly conduct charge. And Wallen's attorney sent us a statement saying that he is cooperating fully with authorities. And he has a concert here in Nashville on May 3rd, the same day that he's supposed to be in court. Reporting live on Broadway, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Peyton, thank you very much. 8:18 right now, taking more looks at your best shots of the eclipse yesterday. Keep them coming. We have really enjoyed seeing your photos and videos. This is coming to us from Cheyenne Brashear in Franklin, Tennessee. We hear a lot of folks in Franklin got a really good view of this. Take a look at some of these coming in as well. This coming to us from Tasha Ramos.
Wow.
Gorgeous. I like the tree as
It
perspective.
looks storybook.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, we're going to check in now with our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Lovis, because you are all things knowledgeable when it comes to very random questions. Oh, yeah. Like I was asking you
Why
about
we love you, Greg.
Bailey's
beads.
Bailey's
which is,
beads.
If you go back and you watch video of when it was at totality, or it's right before it starts and right when it ends, and it looks all yellow, and then you get these little flashy flares that happen around it. That's the light actually going right across the surface of the moon between the mountains that are on the moon.
Interesting, because it almost, like to the, uninformed person like us, you would look at it and think, oh, it kind of looks like a solar flare.
Oh, 100%. It's the color, and you would think there's just these little flashes.
Yeah.
I promised you some International Space Station image. Take a look here. This is them on the International Space Station. The International Space Station actually ended up orbiting through the shadow that the Earth made, or that the moon made on the Earth. So this is right before that when they were streaming live. So yeah, going up to it, you can see the giant black shadow on the surface of the Earth from space. So really cool images from every direction of this thing that happened yesterday. We're not going to see again for quite some time, at least 20 years, depending upon where you're at in the U.S., until you see totality from an eclipse. Taking a look, top of the radar, we're still, it's like a broken record showing this thing because nothing is moving. Everything is in the same spot it was. It's just a matter of these little surges of a couple little pop-ups here and there. But Nashville, still some decent rainfall everywhere south of Nashville, all the way down to the Alabama state line. Still seeing quite a bit of rain, but yes, you zoom in, downtown itself, just about all of us had that steady rainfall that has not let up. We're not talking about severe weather today. I do have new thoughts on Wednesday that we shared a few moments ago, but I want to keep going over what we could expect late in the day for your Wednesday that may end up making that a Code Red day for us late tomorrow, not today. I want to stress that. And then your Thursday into Friday, finally drying out as we head into the upcoming weekend, just in time for Saturday and Sunday. And the best part of it is not only are we drying out, but we're getting warmer. We'll be in the upper 70s and morning temps, very comfortable as well.
Steer clear traffic at 8:20 this morning. Let's take a quick look here at Briley Parkway at I-65 at the junction. Coming in from Madison this morning, TDOT has arrived to help out a couple of cars here on the shoulder of the road, not causing big delays, but it's just one of many things out there on the road that is slowing things down. Let me show you that drive coming in from Franklin. We are still dealing with a big slowdown here in the Cool Springs area, so heads up as you normally make this way in from places like Spring Hill and Columbia, maybe Thompson Station, anywhere south of Franklin, coming through the Cool Springs area. It's slow like this all the way in just about, so heads up on that. Here are your drive times as we are headed towards 8:30, 67 minutes still from Clarksville. The times coming in from Murfreesboro have dropped quite a bit. The times coming in from Franklin have barely moved.
We have a good news update this morning. We have a missing teenager who's now been found safe in Williamson County. We've got the update from the sheriff's office there in minutes.
And this is the day that you're going to want to have your raincoat and your umbrella very handy. We're talking about the timeline for
to 10 or more, not a problem. Make a splash. Pools and spas starting at $29.99. Huge savings on pool tables, game tables, and more.
Spring sale going on now.
$8:24 is the time. Good news this morning from the Williamson County Sheriff's Office. They issued an Amber Alert recently for a missing 15-year-old girl, and thankfully that 15-year-old has been found safe and sound this morning, or perhaps late last night. Akela Walton is who we're talking about. She is pictured right there. They want to thank everyone for getting the word out, but again, she's been found safe.
Now, the General Assembly just approved legislation expanding Tennessee's newborn safe haven program. House Bill 1922 will add certain emergency communication centers and also nursing homes as safe havens in counties that might not have hospitals on the list of approved locations for a safe haven baby box or drop-off locations.
Now, we know, of course, many of Tennessee's rural hospitals have shut down in recent years, so this was necessary. According to the General Assembly, around 130 newborn babies have been safely surrendered in the state since the safe haven law was enacted all the way back in 2001. According to Secret Safe for Newborns of Tennessee. They are the association that's been really leading the charge behind this.
All right, 8:25 right now. Let's get a check of the forecast with our Code Red meteorologist, Greg Bovis.
Hey, good morning. Today is not going to be the best of days when it comes to physically being outside just because of the rain. We're not going to be uncomfortable with temperature right now. We're still right near 60 degrees, 65 later today, but scattered showers and storms will continue, and they're overspreading most of Middle Tennessee right now. We'll have a new look at future track. I've got new updates when it comes to potential storms tomorrow that could be on the stronger side that we've been watching all morning long. New developments in just the last half hour that we'll talk about. Sunset, 7:16 for us later on today. You're hard pressed to see much of it today, so whatever you do get, kind of like yesterday, enjoy it for what it is, because the next really sunny days across the board aren't going to be until late Friday into Saturday and Sunday. Now, if you're planning for the weekend already and using that as motivation just to get through this week with more showers and storms, I don't blame you. 77 degrees on your Saturday, 79 on Sunday. The Fox 17 Code Red weather app there on your screen. I say that whenever we go into a mode where there's some potential weather, just like even today, having it's very helpful to have that radar with you wherever you go 24/7.
All right, Greg, thank you so much. Steer clear traffic at I-24 Hickory Hollow Parkway. Things are crawling along. Coming through Antioch, we're going to tell you the best ways to steer clear if we can.
We try to prevent those wrecking balls from tearing into this building.
And looking ahead, the owner of Monell's at the Manor, a very popular Nashville restaurant, continues to fight to keep the historic building from demolition.
To win $100 or $1,000, go to KFDM.com and you can win money.
Fox 17 News, your Code Red weather station. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
It's embarrassing, it's offensive, and it's disrespectful to public schools across the state of Tennessee.
Tennessee's education commissioner under fire and under the microscope. We're talking about the new allegations she's up against and how her office is responding.
Waking up here too, rain coming down over downtown Nashville as we speak, and we're going to continue to see round and round after round of rain today, tomorrow, and Thursday, timing them all out the best we can for you coming up in your Code Red forecast.
Briley Parkway at I-65 got a crash on the shoulder, not causing huge delays here, but there are some delays elsewhere. We're going to tell you about those coming up in a few.
All right, Greg said round after round after round of rain. Take your umbrella. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Tuesday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be here for you. The next 30 minutes, your live local news source through 9. And we have an important breaking news update right now to a story we've been following all morning.
Yeah, so we're now getting some more updates out of Clarksville. We now know the two names of the two people killed in a shooting that happened last night. This again was over in Clarksville.
Yeah, police have just confirmed in about the last 5 minutes that we have 30-year-old Savannah Lumpkin and 26-year-old Glenn Nicholson, who are now confirmed as the victims. They were killed at a home on Martin Street around 6:30 last night. Now, Martin Street in an area of Clarksville just east of the river there, not far from the Clarksville-Montgomery County Public Library, just a couple of blocks away from the library. If you have any information, we've got a number at the bottom of your screen. That is the Montgomery County Crime Stoppers. That's 931-645-8477. But again, that brand new breaking news update, the names of the two people killed, Savannah Lumpkin and Glenn Nicholson.
Now to more information this Tuesday morning. We are talking about a case, a high-profile case in Robertson County. A grand jury has now indicted a man on dozens of weapons charges and the sexual exploitation of a minor.
The man is Joseph Benton. You see him right here behind us. This is the same man who has been questioned but never connected to a 20-year-old cold case involving the disappearance of Jennifer and Adriana Wicks.
And you may remember that we reported that authorities raided Benton's home over on Owens Chapel last week. We had the video. We were there. As a result, Smoky Bar News is now reporting that the 67-year-old is facing more than 40 charges involving weapons. And police say he had material that showed a minor engaging in explicit activity.
Documents show that material was a 20-year-old photo of a family member. Benton is a convicted felon. His bond now set at more than $2 million.
Now to crisis in the classroom. Fox 17 News is digging into accusations that Tennessee's education commissioner, she's not following certain rules.
There are accusations that she improperly filled out a form in order to get a financial waiver for education here in Tennessee. Our Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar with the latest updates.
For the first time, a Republican is openly asking Education Commissioner Lizette Reynolds to resign. Representative Todd Warner tells me that he's had conversations with his Republican colleagues right here behind me at the state capitol and also over text, where they say they also want her to resign. She's been on the hot seat more than once, including not being able to answer simple questions about her own department to Democrats, claiming she's not qualified to hold a job under state law. Now she's under fire for trying to get a discount of tuition 2 months on the job when you have to be a state employee 6 months to qualify. Representative Todd Warner says he's gotten multiple calls from his district for her to resign and tells us why he wants her to step down.
I've had numerous calls from teachers, from past school administrators, from current school administrators saying that she needs to resign. There's been question all along whether Ms. Reynolds is qualified or not. I'm not questioning that right now, but I am questioning what we just found out, what was broke last week about the tuition. So there's a lot of concerns there.
The Tennessee Department of Education says it was an administrative error and Commissioner Reynolds covered the costs on realizing the mistake. This is what we heard previously from Democrats. Reynolds has not responded for comment. I reached out to the Tennessee Department of Education for their reaction on the Republicans' calls for her to resign, along with if they plan to take action on Reynolds. We haven't heard back yet. Reporting in front of the state capitol, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, thank you. Now we're checking in with that forecast. It's rainy out there, soggy.
It's rainy out here. There'll be some storms later on today. We have some breaking weather information for you here this morning too. This is brand new since 8 o'clock, and we've been upgraded when it comes to any potential for severe weather tomorrow. We talked about it all morning long. I've been watching since we got in very early overnight into this morning. And if anything were to start shifting, and a few things have, that we have to really watch tomorrow carefully. Tomorrow will end up being a code red day for us. Not right now. Not today, but tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, the chance for some showers and storms that could be strong will be there. So we're going to keep working you through that this morning. I'll show you my newest thoughts that I've got. Chief Meteorologist Katie Morgan's going to be in later, and then we'll be here tomorrow morning with you to make sure you know what is coming your way. But again, afternoon toward the evening of tomorrow. What you're getting right now, don't worry about it other than it being a nuisance. Light to moderate rainfall, couple of lightning strikes. That's it. It's going to continue on and off throughout this morning. That includes all of the downtown Nashville area for right now. We will look at future track, time out today's non-severe weather day, and tomorrow's potential and first thoughts at severe weather that we could be seeing late in the day.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning at 8:36. Quick look outside. Let's go to Briley Parkway at I-65. Authorities have come and they have gone from this particular scene here. Unsure exactly what these two cars are sitting here for, but they don't believe they're causing any more of a threat coming in from that north side. Everybody's getting along just fine coming in from I-65 near Briley Parkway. Here's 24 Waldron Road. Slow go still coming in from Murfreesboro, but the drive time, in all honesty, not all that bad. Let me show it to you right here. First of all, let's talk about that drive time coming out from Hendersonville. So 40 minutes. Vietnam, that's as slow. So is 65 because of the rain. Murfreesboro, just over an hour there up I-24. Still 48 minutes coming in from Franklin. Franklin's been the real slow spot this morning. No crashes out there, just a lot of congestion and people taking it slow because of the rain.
Hey, Justin, thank you very much. 8:36 right now. Let's head over to our Fox17.com website. One of the top stories that's trending right now is the fact that Tennessee Representative Andy Ogles will now have a Republican opponent. for the August primary as he looks to retain his congressional seat.
Yeah, well, office holders, including the first-term congressman from Columbia, learned who their challengers are going to be as candidates met last week. The filing deadline for state and federal positions. If you want to read more about this particular story, go to fox17.com.
A lot of people still trying to wrap their heads around the marvel of the solar eclipse. We're going to take an exclusive look at the path of totality from our chief meteorologist, Katie Morgan.
So cool. And a quick reminder here, Fox 17 News, you're
never paying us a fee unless we get money for you. Get Hughes and Coleman and get it done.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. 8:40 is your time. Fox 17 News tracking the solar eclipse from Mexico through Texas, up through Maine and Canada, and right here closer to home with our Code Red meteorologist, Katie Morgan, our chief, who experienced the whole thing in southern Illinois.
Now, she had a lot of company with her as people came out from both near and far to get a look at Mother Nature's biggest light show. Let's take a look back.
Fox 17 Code Red Chief Meteorologist Katie Morgan with you. We're in Marion, Illinois, where we just experienced totality. 4 minutes of amazing sights here. And we actually came into the baseball stadium. This is the Thrillbillies baseball stadium, and it was a great place to watch the total solar eclipse, which is actually still going on. The partial will continue for about another hour this afternoon. But I wanted to bring in actually some locals here and one from Seattle as well. This is Noah, Abby, and Jacob. And Noah and Jacob are from the Dickson area, from the Nashville area, and Abby, you're from Seattle, so we'll start with you. Abby, what'd you think about it?
It was really cool. I've actually seen one of these before in Oregon a couple years ago, but like that was a long time ago, so this was like even cooler.
Yeah, and if you've seen it once, I want to see it again, right?
No, bucket list times 2.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Noah, what'd you think? What'd you think about the total solar eclipse during totality?
It was really cool how it was the moon was closing in on the sun, and I think we saw one of these, like, it wasn't like one where it got dark, but we saw it at a golf course when we were driving.
Well, I think that's really neat that you've seen more than one, at least maybe a partial eclipse. That's so cool. Now, Jacob, what did you think? Can you describe what it was like during the total solar eclipse?
I went fishing at Uncle Albert and Aunt Tempe's once, and I caught a lot of fish.
You did? Well, that's pretty cool, too. And you know what's really interesting about fish, maybe and other animals, is did you remember how quiet it was during the total solar eclipse, during the darkness?
Yes, but we had geese, and they were scaring away our fish.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we can't have that. Really cool to see all of the amazing things that were going on here today, again, in Marion, Illinois. We'll send it back into you.
Well, they were just precious, weren't they? So cute. 8:43, what'd you think? Were you able to see the eclipse? Right now, about half and half, 54% of you say yes. If you want to sound off, let us know yes or no, and then leave a comment. You can do that now by scanning the QR code right there on your screen.
Coming up, still tracking scattered showers that are out there for us, and an enhanced risk here or an elevated risk here for severe weather tomorrow. We're going to break out a lot of new things coming into the Weather Center here in the last hour.
Plus, we're following your steer clear.
All with the world's smallest and thinnest sensor. Manage your diabetes with more confidence and lower your A1C. Try it for free at freestylelibre.us.
Welcome back. There's exactly 3 weeks left for Monell's at the Manor to find a way to save their historic building from getting demolished.
Yeah, and the owner of Monell's tells Fox 17 News he might have found a workaround for what that is. We join Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino live here in studio. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning, guys. Well, I can tell you that the Tennessee Historical Commission has confirmed the mansion built back in the 1800s does meet the criteria to be listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Now, that might be enough to persuade the Nashville Airport Authority from going through with tearing it down. We know that city and state leaders are now looking into possible ramifications if this iconic mansion is taken down. Metro Council passing a resolution last month to support preserving that manor. Now, the Nashville Airport Authority, which owns the building, wants it torn down. They say it's too old, it's dangerous, and it doesn't comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act. Right now, the owner of the restaurant restaurant inside, Monell's at the Manor, has to move out by April 30th. Michael King has offered to pay for renovations and even to relocate the entire building. He tells us a historic register listing might be enough to save the Manor and Monell's, but it's not a given.
I think there's concern amongst the ranks that the airport would start doing this demolition in the middle of the night, tear it down from the back forward. And so we're really, really concerned because we know that when we leave on the 30th, there's no protection to that building unless we chain ourselves to the column.
Now, a building on the National Register of Historic Places can still be torn down, but it would potentially make it a bit tougher for the Airport Authority to really go through with it. We did contact the Airport Authority yesterday and have not yet heard back. I can tell you there is a petition online to save this historic mansion. It has 4,300 signatures so far. Erica and Jen?
Kelly, thank you. We are right now taking a look at some of the photos that y'all have sent to us of the partial eclipse here in Middle Tennessee. I mean, stop what you're doing. Take a look at your screen. This photo coming to us from Armando Paccio. This is so cool, just very mysterious, and I don't even know how to really explain the right wording for this.
Well, check this out. Here's Millie the dog. Millie,
I have a word for this.
Looking so chic with the fashionable eclipse eyewear. Thanks so much to Stephanie Warner from College Grove for sending this one in. Keep them coming. We'll keep them on the air for you. And by the way, you can look at the whole gallery of photos and videos that we have so far at fox17.com.
And maybe if I have another cup of coffee, I'll find my words. What? I'm saying.
Sometimes something can just leave you speechless.
You just, you know. We're in awe of it, really. I mean, and Greg, really neat to just see it from different perspectives, you know?
It is, yeah, different vantage points. Who has the clouds? Who doesn't? Where were you at? What did the totality look like? We've seen so many images coming in the last 20 hours or so since this wrapped up. Taking a look. This has not really been changing throughout the morning. Steady, consistent, light to moderate rainfall is still out there for us and will continue to be the main name of the game this morning. Have the umbrella and be aware of the fact we're going to have more rain this afternoon. It won't be as widespread, but there could be a storm or two late in the day that stays sub-severe. This is the brand new news coming into the Weather Center since 8 o'clock. When everyone else is nationally pre-recorded, we're getting brand new things here when it comes to our weather story. Severe weather is now looking more possible tomorrow afternoon and then through the evening and nighttime hours. All of Middle Tennessee under a category 1 of 5 for severe weather, and now we have a few of our counties here right along the Alabama state line that are in a category 2 out of 5. Higher the number, better the chance for severe weather. Again, this is for tomorrow. Tracking today, no severe weather at all. It's an easy one as long as you know you're getting into rain and maybe a clap of thunder. Tomorrow's the day we have to watch. So we'll fast forward you through 7 p.m. You see the clusters of on and off showers and storms. Tomorrow morning, we're starting off the same way. Overnight into the morning, a few more showers, a few more storms. We stop you here at 1 p.m. All's calm, all's quiet. Going into the afternoon, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, we have to watch this all the way through the overnight hours going into Thursday morning. This is a sneak peek at your 7-day forecast. Just shows you storms today, tomorrow, and on your Thursday. We'll look at it one more time for you before we leave you at 9 o'clock.
Steer clear traffic at 8:50. Let's take a quick look outside. Let's go to I-24 at I-440. We just picked up this crash, 3-car crash. The fire department is here, but no other emergency personnel, at least not yet. When police arrive, they're going to force everybody, and they're already doing it really, to move over a little bit. So this could cause a delay here. You could take Murfreesboro Pike or perhaps the Lebanon Pike area as the best way to steer clear. That'll get you in from the south and east side. Also following the crash, Briley Parkway at I-65 there at the junction. Tow truck on the scene to pull away one of the cars involved in that crash. You could try to take Dickerson Pike. That's a good way to steer clear. But keep in mind, with the rain, everything is going to be slow. That includes Vietnam Vets at Gallatin there on the north side. Here is the drive times as we do this final hit here for our 8 o'clock hour. 37 minutes coming in from Hendersonville right now. We did dip under an hour coming in from Murfreesboro. That is good. 44 minutes. It is still steady as she goes. Coming in from Franklin this morning. Slow and steady, that is.
Justin, thank you. Developing right now, Metro Nashville police working to find the driver who they say hit a woman yesterday morning and then took off.
Police say it happened on McCall Street. That's near Vaden Drive around 5:30 in the morning. That is south of Nashville, right off of I-24. Police say Terry Rasmussen was walking on McCall Street when she was hit by what officers believed was a 2014 to 2017 Toyota Corolla.
Police say that car would have some damage to the front passenger side as well as the front fender. We're told that Miss Rasmussen is in critical condition right now. Any information, you can call Crime Stoppers.
After the break, we're going to have another update regarding
Redirect TV. Never thought I'd see the day. Well, our lifespans are quite short.
Stream Direct TV without a satellite dish.
I'm going to do this thing with my neck just for a bit.
We now know the names of 2 people killed in a shooting that happened last night over in Clarksville. Clarksville police say 30-year-old Savannah Lumpkin and 26-year-old Glenn Nicholson were killed at a home on Martin Street around 6:30 last night.
Yeah, we're still waiting to find out who police think might have done this. But again, those 2 people killed. If you have any information, you can call the Montgomery County Crime Stoppers. And an update this morning now on the man arrested, connected, police say, to the Easter Sunday shooting at Roasted in Salem Town.
Metro police say 46-year-old Anton Rucker is now back in Nashville. Officers brought him back following his arrest last week over in Kentucky. Now, Rucker is accused of killing 1 man and hurting 6 others in that shooting on Easter Sunday. He is currently being held without bond.
You're looking at new video this morning of country star Morgan Wallen in the back of a Metro police car. He's facing a list of charges, a few felony counts and a misdemeanor as well, after witnesses said he threw a chair off the top of Chief's Bar, the brand new honky-tonk that just opened last week.
Wallen's attorney says he is cooperating fully with authorities. His court date is set for May 3rd, which is also during a tour stop that he is set to have here in Nashville. At this point, it's still scheduled to go ahead and take place at that time.
By the way, you can see all the video and the reaction from Morgan Wallen's arrest at fox17.com. Just search Wallen.
We also want to check in now for your Tuesday forecast, which does involve a lot of rain showers.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those days where rain showers will continue this morning into the afternoon, and we're also going to be seeing this go into tomorrow and Thursday. So this is 3 more days worth of rainfall, 1 to 3 inches of rain possible within that time span. Tomorrow's a day we're watching very carefully because tomorrow may end up being, and likely will end up being, a code red day for the second half of the day. So I'm going to scoop back up here and kind of go in real time with you through a new update to Future Track and show us what is moving our direction, what it could mean for any potential storms. The big 3 things for today are just to know more showers and storms going to be out there. Today, no severe weather possible at any point. We're going to be okay, but what we do get during the evening hours even could be one of those things that just is inconvenient for your plans. Say after school practices. If we have anything when the kids are even getting home from the bus stops, a lot of rain will be active. This is the new update that we've got. We're taking a look here at now all of Middle Tennessee being in a category 1 out of 5 marginal risk. Think about your golf game. The lower the number, the better. You don't want the numbers to go up. Now we're at a category 2 right along the Alabama state line. So that means that there's a greater chance of more severe weather. What I say by that is not stronger storms, but more of them that could be strong. Think number versus how much strength they have. Here's Future Track for all of today. And again, everything kind of these clusters like we've had throughout today where a couple little rumbles of thunder will